Hey, I was looking back at hey, YouTube, I'm Leah Lauder, a mega church cult survivor, and I spent 18 years in a mega church cult. And now I'm online exposing them all. So I hope this is a nice, clean live. I can take guests, guys, across the social media platforms, but the only thing, I think you can hear the guests, but if you're going to be a guest today, can you make sure that you're a survivor? It doesn't have to be from a particular church cult, but just so that we can keep on track with the live recording, because it is across 3 different social media platforms. Another thing I do have to mention, YouTube, I don't know why it looks like I'm, like my mouth's like this on YouTube. Minano, it must be because I've got this HP laptop chair. It's doing me dirty, guys. It's making me look like I'm, lopsided. There's nothing wrong with that, though. If you have got a lopsided mouth, you've got to embrace your differences. It's just that I don't have that. And YouTube, you've got me with the bonnet on now. So once you see me coming on here with the bonnet, there's no going back, chair. There's no going back, because this is me. This is me in my entirety. This is me, a person saved by grace. I'm not going to do the humbly because it's 6 a.m. But, your girl's going to hit it every time and what up. Because I used to be on the X Factor, you see. So I'm used to performing, on This Morning and various different program TV shows at like 5 a.m. in the morning. Because, you lot get it, like it's like pre-recorded, but we'd be doing it up. We'd be recording it from 5 a.m. in the morning, chair. Because, they tried to come out and say that I was, I'm relevant because of Dag. I think that's the funniest thing that I've heard, that I'm relevant because of Dag. I was just like, babe, like, no one knows Daggy with Mills. Like, if I say Daggy with Mills, no one's going to know who the hell I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? Like, the only reason that people know about Dag is because I've been coming out online and I've been exposing him. Like, everybody knows me as the cult lady that's talking about this geezer. Like, even when people talk about my content and they talk about the stuff that I put up and this, that, and the third, they don't even get his name right. They're like, Dag, Uwad. They don't know how to pronounce it. They're like, well, however you spell his name, however you say his name. Morning, AM. CHM in the car. I'm on Instagram and I'm on YouTube. I had that whole mini breakdown yesterday, and then now I'm outside in these streets and I'm just exposing them up, because obviously, as you know, I'm very candid, very raw, very vocal about my mental health. I don't want to say struggles anymore and all that. I want to say mental health superpowers. Oh, Kerry, you're feeling it. I want to, yeah, girl, I couldn't sleep in it. So I said, I'm going to come on. If you've got mental health superpowers, please embrace yourself. Please embrace yourself. Please don't see yourself as like damaged goods, or you're not normal, or you just think in a different way. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is what I'm starting to realize now. Like, we're not all meant to be the same, but remember, we're in a self-sealing system. This planet is a self-sealing system. So they indoctrinate us through education. That's one of the very small, through everything. We're indoctrinated through everything. Media, everything you could, music, everything. So once you come to that realization, you begin to see that we are indoctrinated to fit into a mold, to fit into a social construct. In the world, it's very black and white thinking. It's like, you've got to be this way, you've got to be this gender, one gender or the other. You've got to be, conservative. You've got to be a civil citizen. You've got to clock in at 9. You've got to clock out at 5. Like, anyone who's not complying with the system, or not, being clones, like being as everyone else has been, then it's like there's this like isolation, and it's like immediately the person becomes weird. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and it's exactly the same in the cult. And this is why when people come out, they feel like they're losing their minds, because when you've been in one of these church cults, what it shows you, what you should have come to the realization of, is that life is like, it's a mirror. Everything is a mirror. It's a reflection of what's going on, yeah, of yourself, a reflection of the wicked high leadership, the elitists in these high places that are controlling, the planet. A survivor came on. Morning, my love. Morning. A survivor came on. Thanks for joining the team. Not a survivor, sorry. I had a live guest before I went on live, Insta and YouTube, and she was basically talking about the elites controlling the world and kind of going into the matrix and stuff like that. And it's like, that is why when you're in a cult, if you don't come out and you're not woke, that's when I start to question it. Like, have you really deconstructed? Have you really deprogrammed? Because one of the basics, like when you deprogram and you deconstruct enough, you realize that we're actually in a self-sealing system. So part of the realization that makes people go mad or makes people go off, or it's really hard for people to process and make sense of and understand what happened to them. Because what you'll see is when people haven't processed it and they don't make sense of it, what happens is they go into like a hyper religious, like spiritual psychotic state. That's what I've seen happening with a lot of young people. And then when they go into psychosis, they become like, it's really hyper religious. So they'll be doing a lot of hyper religious slurs and tones. It will be like that. So it's the realization that OMG, somewhere like this, I'm going to get to the comments, babe. Somewhere like this exists that is so evil in the world. Then it starts to make you think about your wider world. And then you start to realize that the cult is just like, if you imagine, it's a little bubble. It's a self-sealing system within a self-sealing system. That's what it is. You know what I need you to be thinking when I'm talking about this is like, like how the city of London is its own city within a city. And there's a lot of like conspiracies around the city of London. If you go and Google it up, guys, you'll see there's a lot of conspiracies around that. But I found it weird that it's a city in a city. Like if you've ever applied for City of London jobs as well, it's like a whole different process, innit, girl? Like it's a whole different world, the City of London. So like that, like you see that example of it being its own city, it's separate, it's got almost like its own rules, it's even got its own police force, chair. And we all know that the Queen lives in there. So it's almost like she's got her own city within a city. And it's the same thing. Oh, she's unalived, isn't it? I keep forgetting that King Charles is a king, that we've got a king, chair. I'll never forgive Prince Charles for what he did to Lady Di. Do you know what I mean? Like, Princess Diana will only ever be the only queen of my England, chair. I absolutely love that woman. And my nan was obsessed with Lady Di. So I'm just, I just can't accept Charles, unfortunately. And I will not accept Camilla. And I don't think anyone, I think that's the one thing that we can all agree on as Brits, isn't it? It doesn't matter if you're black or white. I think even them fascist people, I think they would even agree with me, I think we can all agree on Lady Di, can't we? Oh my God, she was such a pure soul. Oh gosh, I love that woman, man. But she stood up for what's right. I'd rather be a lady, the Princess Diana in this world than a Camilla. Do you know what I mean? Any day. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to some of the comments. So that is the main thing that you will notice, that you will, come to the realization of, is the fact that it is a self-sealing system within a self-sealing system. And when you come out, you start to realize, oh, OMG, like the world wants to keep me as a prisoner on this planet, Because guys, you know what? Yeah, I know that physics and science and everything tells us that we need these rockets, and the other planets aren't, that you can't live on them, like this and that. But I just don't believe anything that they say anymore, man. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot more to this planet that we're living on, man. I think there's a lot more. And I think when you come out of the cult and you realize that everyone was just being fake, and that this man was controlling us by all of these tactics, psychological tactics, and this, that, and the third, that's when you realize, man, you just realize that the world is just like, we're in an actual self-sealing system. We can't get out of the planet, guys. We can get on a plane. Why do we have to pay to go to other countries? Like, guys, why do we have to pay to go to other countries? It makes no sense. Why do we have to pay for water? Like, nah, you lot, man, they've done us dirty. There's more to our existence. There's more to us being here than religion. There's definitely more. Thanks for the follows, guys. Can I ask that you follow me on Leah Lauder 7 as well? They're trying to get me off the net. They don't want me to get to 10K. They don't want me to have a playlist because they'll be finished. When I get the playlist, it's game over for them. So please follow me on there. All right. So I've got a question from YouTube. Hey, RFS. I appreciate you, King. Also, I want to announce, because every time I see RFS, it always reminds me of the Survivor link-ups. So we've got a Survivor link-up coming up on the 20th of April. And I'm going to be giving out more details and information. I'm hoping that survivors come out, guys, because I love to meet people. And also it's different, like when we're all out there and we all meet each other, because a lot of people think, especially more so the trolls, but survivors can get the impression when they see me on live, like I might be putting on a show, like a character. And I'm not like this in real life. But everybody that knows me, that's why no one's come out to say, oh, Leah's fake, Leah's this, Leah's that. Because everyone that knows me, like really knows me, they know this is what I'm like 24 hours a day. This is what I'm actually like, child. Do you get what I'm saying? I got some mad personality. That's why when they unalive your personality, yeah, and that you're a shell of yourself and you lose yourself. You see, like if you're like a lit person, like a creator, it's detrimental and it's so sad for anyone. Just I don't want to take it away, like for anyone. But when you're like, that's what it is. When you got main character energy, man, and you're just because guys, I want you to know that even who you are, your personality, like that's a blessing. Like you can get jobs just because of the way you are. Promotions because of your vibe, your energy, your character. You could, yeah, there's been roles that I've been in. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but because it's just the vibe, like the staff, the team loves me. The director of the company's vibing with me. I'm always the one getting everyone out for the Christmas dinners. All of that's important because you need someone to be able to do the task and this and that. But if you got someone who's like got more of the, the team culture, but they can be teachable. They'll employ you with your willingness and your energy, your vibe that's going to be that will be able to fit into the team, rather than someone that's got all the qualifications but they're stuck up and they're just going to create and cause problems with the team. Because it becomes like a family, especially these organizations that have grown from like the ground up, like by themselves. They don't want no one coming in. You get me? Like they don't want no one coming in, child, doing up the most in there, creating, drama and tension amongst the team. Yeah. So anyway, I've got some survivors on, well, I don't know. There's a survivor on here asking a question. Wanted to ask, when you've been deconstructing, do you know what part of your personality is still there? Do you know what part of your personality was still there? Wait, hold on. Wanted to ask, when you've been deconstructing, do you know that part of your personality is still there that you was when you was in the cult? Do you know what part of your personality I think is still there? So are you saying, because I don't, RFS, can you write that out again a little? Sorry, are you saying, okay, so you want to ask when I've been deconstructing, do I know what parts of my personality is still there? That was in a cult, that was there when I was in a cult. I think that's what you're trying to say. So I think you're trying to say, as you're deconstructing, how do you know if those parts of the personality, like the pseudo personality, the cult personality, is still there? All right. So what I'm going to say to you, RFS, is you have to separate yourself from religion for a period. Now they're going to say I'm evil, I'm a witch, I'm this, that, and the third. Minakir. I'm not saying it to take you away from religion. And remember, religion is not reading your Bible. Yes. Remember, sweetie, religion ain't it. Don't include. It's not about reading your Bible and whatever. It's not about prayer. It's not about, we've got to separate the two. Yeah, because your whole personality, who you are, your identity, like this, that, and the third, it's been shaped and it's been, you've been GROOMED and it's been molded around the pseudo personality of religion within an essence. Because these cult leaders, they all do the same thing. So that's why we can relate, because the malignant narcissist is like it is like a blueprint. There's characteristics that all these malignant narcissists have. So I'm not saying, not only do we take on parts of their personality in the form of the pseudo personality, but what the malignant narcissist does is teach us to be like obedient. Do you understand what I'm saying? Subservient, like to have very black and white thinking to fit. Do you get what I'm saying? So these religious environments still have that rhetoric and tone. So what I would say is, I think there has to be a time and a period of just leaving everything outside of self. Do you understand what I'm saying, babe? Because to find yourself, that's a journey only you can do alone. You can't do that in a congregational space. You can't do that with a man of God. You can't. That is really a path that you have to walk alone. I feel like if I hadn't had that time alone, I feel like if I didn't have that time alone, I thought that was a culture. I'm going to answer your question on TikTok. If I didn't have that time alone, I wouldn't have been able to unpack all of the religious trauma Because if you've gone, and I'm not saying you have RFS, but if you've gone like, I'm not even going to say church cult hopping, church hopping or church surfing, just from church to church to church, and you haven't given yourself time to just be still and process the trauma outside of a religious environment, then what's that indicative of to me is that there could be a certain addiction to those spaces. It could be social interaction, it could be people pleasing, it could be feeling the need to be around people. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to sit by yourself. I'm going to talk about Jesus Christ when I talk about this, because if you look at Jesus, he was always trying to get away from the crowds and get away from people, and how they'll teach in the college, to pray. But Jesus, like people who are very deep in God and that have that connection, they need a lot of time alone to communicate with God, but also to process. That's why we need the time alone to process, to reflect. They're not following Christ, they're following the malignant narcissist. The malignant narcissist is a tyrant. He's a type of Pharaoh. So he wants the people to be working for the Lord. When did Jesus Christ ever talk about working, Jer? He was always talking about like love your neighbor, or talking about some parables, just chilling, man. Do you get what I'm saying? Like on the grass, out with the kids. The way that these churches run, it's not Christ-like. It doesn't even resemble Christ. So when I'm telling you, I don't recognize these institutions, so guess what? I'm not going to go, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I have deeper experiences. I've never had such deep experiences with God in my life than what I'm having right now. I've never had it. I've never experienced God so tangible, so real in my life since I left that cult. Yes, it's hard. Yes, I'm in the trenches. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, I'm in the trenches, child. I am struggling every day for my mental health and my mental life. Oh, Jesus was all about rest, child. I'm going to go to a TikTok comment, then I'm going to come back to you, RFS. But does that make sense? Because I feel like when you go to like different churches, it's like the same type of doctrine that's been taught in a different way. So you're not really getting to find yourself. Like who are you? Who are you outside of religion? Because you formed your identity in religion. Do you get it, babe? From the indoctrination, you formed your whole personality, character. You don't like, because if you're still going out to other settings and it's like your pastor RFS, do you know what I mean? Like in these settings, and you feel like it's the indoctrination of us, like feeling like we're not good enough, them breaking us down, them constantly putting us in this role where we have to be like an authority or like this. You know what? Is this resonating, babe? And then depending on how long you've been there and what you've been exposed to, like if you had, for example, like insecurities, so like low self-esteem when you came in, like stuff like that, they're just going to further break you down. So instead of you doing up church every Sunday where you're going to be hearing regurgitated slurs and tones from the pastors, you might want to go to the park, go and sit down with your phone or your iPad or whatever, and go and look at what morals are, what values are. Do you get what I'm trying to say? What self-limiting beliefs are. Go and unpack that. Identity, addictive personality. Do you get what I'm saying? Codependency, trauma bonds. Go and make sense of it, man. Why you are the way you are, because you probably haven't had much identity outside of a church. So how are you going to form an identity outside a church if you're in there? Do you get what I'm saying? You need to form your identity outside of religion, because religion is not your identity. Who are you outside of that space? And that's what you need to figure out. Someone's asked, how do I get my friend out of RPF? Is it friend or family member? Can someone pin it for me? Someone's asked, how do I get my friend or family member out of RPF? Babe, I'm going to keep it an absolute buck with you, because I can't sell you a dream. I'm not called Prophetess Leah Apawa. Do you understand what I'm saying? Your cousin, oh God. Do you know what? I'm not even going to lie. You see, with RPF, yeah, I've had so many family members coming forward about concerns around their children. So many family members. TikTok, I'm going to need you to like up that live, you know, because guys, if I get a restriction on here, I'm going, child. I'm not coming on, because I can't even do it. If you can do heart me's, if you can do roses, I know roses are not that expensive, guys. Please do it, because it helps to protect the space, because they're just on here reporting, child. So I've had a lot of cousins come forward about this RPF. What I'm going to say to you is RPF is an extremely, thank you, DJ, an extremely hyper religious environment. Yeah, it's very hyper religious. And because it's so hyper religious, what's happening is they're getting the most like, does your cousin just have a history of absolute trauma? Is that, hey, Tally, my empress, my queen, my goddess. How are you, my lovely? It's so lovely to see you. Welcome to the space. Welcome, my love. Has your cousin had like, oh, thanks, babe. You're such a queen. Oh, I love this girl so much. I think you're becoming my friend. I really like her. I'm just gonna beg it. I'm her fan. I'm your fan, Tally. I'm your fan. What I was gonna say is, does she come from a very traumatic experience? No, it's her boyfriend that dragged her in. Yes, that's what they do up in there. That's what they do up in there. Oh, you're such a queen. That's what they do up in there. Ladies, you know what? I'm going to do more work, man, about empowering my women, because come on, girls, let's all be celibate together, man. Let's all empower each other. Come on, man. Let's get out here. Let's get out here and be, empower ourselves. Take back our power, man. Cleanse ourselves, man. Cleanse up ourselves. We've let these men come in and infiltrate us. I love you, kings. I really do. I'm not speaking to the men on here. You're the ones that once us women have healed and whatever, we coming for y'all. we coming to give you some good loving. I prophesy and I speak to all the men on here, all the unmarried men that are waiting for good wives and good women in their life. Take it one, you will get a healed woman. You will get a good woman. You will get a woke woman. You will get a woman that will pleasure you. Take it one. Take it two. It's like that vibe. Yeah, so don't worry, I'm not talking to you. I'm mainly talking to these scrubs, the church cult guys, the dusties. That's who I'm talking to, chat. So let me get back to the point. So again, do you see that when these people come in these environments, there's either, because she's in love with that guy. As that guy's going now, the more serious he's becoming, the more they're telling him, you have to marry a girl that's Christian. You have to marry a girl that's doing A, B, C, and D. This girl, it might be her first love. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. You see, my first love, if he had, I don't think about, because my name's not Aaliyah Marie. Do you know what I mean? I don't convert to Islam for some DJ. Yes. I don't think I've ever done that. Do you know what I'm saying, Jack? But I can see how the gal them, do you get what I'm saying, can get caught up in it. Do you get what I'm saying? And following a man. That's why we have to empower ourselves, ladies. We have to know who we are in our divinity so that we can walk in our power, our confidence. We need to call back ourselves. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I'm going to say to that is they do that up a lot. Can someone pin that comment? They do that up a lot. I'm coming to the comments on YouTube, guys, because I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram all at the same time. Like, like kind of going into like different multi-dimensions of the internet. So what I'm going to say to you is they do that up a lot. Because what they do up a lot is flirty fishing. I've had a lot of the man them come on here and say that the gal them were flirty with them and they went to go and follow them to church thinking that they were going to let them hit it. Because the girls do flirt. They do use their eggshell energy. They use their eggshell energy because they're not churches. So they go into a lot of like psychology, a lot of ritual stuff. They go into a lot of dark practices. I'm not here to like demonize witches or witchcraft because, I do believe that there is good witches and there is good witchcraft and there are people that, join my lives that, identify as witches and they support me. And so I'm not trying to demonize spiritualists and people who identify as witches, this, that, and the third. And I think it's important to change that narrative as well, because there's a lot of demonization of certain characteristics and groups in the Bible. My Kiki, I'm going to call you today. I'm going to actually call you today. And they just demonize and segregate certain groups, like the LGBT community, like people that practice witchcraft or identify as witch and things like that. They love to demonize it. And I know that this is going to push a lot of people who are quite devout Christians, because this is going to be quite controversial. Do you know what I mean? Because there's been a lot of indoctrination, child. So I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah. So they do use a lot of witchcraft in there. They use a lot of rituals, but it's dark witchcraft, because I don't want to further demonize the group. So they use a lot of dark witchcraft in there to manipulate. They use a lot of spell work. They use a lot of, I'm all right, babe. When I call you, I'll explain it all. There's been a lot going on. But Tally that's on her, she really helped me on her live. So this is where I got this energy to come and do a live. So basically, they do a lot of spell work in there. They do a lot of rituals. They do like even the communion, like the blood and the wine. And they're gonna say like, "Oh, I'm demonizing. I'm doing." And the thing, but I'm not mad at it. This is what I'm saying. I don't mind eating the body and drinking the wine. I don't mind doing that. But let's be honest, man. Admit that these rituals have come from pagan worship. Let's be honest. Let's admit it. Because then, if you're truthful and you say what it is, instead of doing up the smoke and mirrors and lying to everyone and acting like it's this and it's that and the third, it's all come from pagan rituals, like from the root of it. That's what it's about. And I wish that they'd just be honest and open and just say what it is, man. But there's so much lies. And how are you going to point the fingers at other people when you're doing exactly the same thing? Like, you're doing exactly the same thing. They might do it in Oshan or to goddess this or whatever. You're doing it to Jesus, but it's still the rituals. It's still a ritual. It's still witchcraft. It's still spell work. Are you having a laugh? And as we're going deeper into 2025, even like there's blood magic, there's blood rituals, there's a lot, guys. There's a lot of stuff that I'm going to be going into. But what I've been doing with the survivors is I've been deconstructing and deprogramming the group. I've been bringing you down from, not down like that, but I've been bringing you down from the sky. So because our heads were in the sky and we were thinking, oh, the Lord is going to drop manna, I'm going to get miracle money, I'm good to do, believing in demons. We were believing in the lies, we were believing in the demonic stuff. We were still mentally and psychologically trapped. Thanks for all the follows on TikTok. I love ya. We were psychologically and mentally trapped. So what I've had to do is a lot of breaking down of the strongholds, yeah, and the bondage that was upon a lot of our lives, because there was like this yeah, thank you TPW, I agree, you know. And so I've had to do a lot of deconstruction, cult psycho ed. That's why I had to come in with the cult psycho ed. But as survivors are deconstructing now, and you know, I think they're at a level, I think I need to go more into the spiritual, the metaphysics. So now we're going into a season of the metaphysics, guys. And this is going to come with a trigger warning as I'm going in. I'm going to be doing up like twilight sessions, like going into metaphysics, like explaining why they do these all night prayers at certain times, explaining portals. I'm going to be going into portals. I'm going to be going into how these wizards and warlocks, these fake pastors, these wolves in sheep clothing, how they work with portals, how they work with witchcraft, how they work with spell work. I'm going to go into how they use the holy sacred texts and verses to evoke evil eye, to evoke curses, I'm going to talk about how they do that. But remember, guys, curses and all of this spiritualism and whatever, it has absolutely no power if you don't believe in it. It's when you believe in it. So the whole point is that they bring us into these self-sealing systems. They have transcendent belief systems, and they have a thought reform program in which they completely take over your life. And that is why it's like you put a spell on me and now I'm yours. You put a spell on me and now I'm yours. You know, it's like that vibe. I put a spell on you and now you're mine. I put a spell on you and now you're mine. Why do you think it's so hard for people to leave jail? Because listen, I've been coming in with the cult psycho ed, this, that, and the third, but now I'm going into metaphysics. I'm going to be going into multi-dimensions. I'm going to be going into universal laws. I'm going to be going into cosmos. If you're not ready, and I'm going to announce these times, guys, so the metaphysical teachings, I'm going to be doing those on certain days. But obviously, as I'm talking, I can't control it. It just comes out. So again, I'm going to say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I do feel like there's a first for people who are awakened, for people who are coming out of the cult, who want to make sense of and understand what happened to them. I think it's important for Christians, because, you know, Christians, they demonize like New Age and witchcraft and things like that, because they don't want you to see that they're doing exactly the same thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But it's on a dark lens. Because remember, some witches, they're just into like herbs and whatever, but you've got the darker side of things, the witches that will do up curses. Do you get what I'm saying? Because any witch that I've met that's been like, that classes themselves as like a good witch or whatever, they don't do curses, they don't do love spells, they don't do them kind of things. It's the witches that are more like there's darkness, or there's some sort of dark energy that they're working with. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where they will invoke the curses, where they will invoke the love spells, where they will send spirits. And that's what they're doing. It's witchcraft. It's exactly the same. Like when you see the pastors cursing from the pulpit and they say, I'm sending a spirit of the wind. You know, I've got this woman, I don't even follow her, but she pops up on my FYP a lot. And I'm coming to the comments, guys. So please don't think I'm ignoring you. And RFS, I really appreciate all your commentary. Please don't feel like, and PJ, just keep commenting, because I'll get back to the comments. I want it to be an interactive space. Please feel like you can comment in the comment section. I'm coming to you guys. What was I saying? Yeah, so there's a lot of witchcraft that they be doing up in these settings, yeah, and that's why they demonize it. They don't want you to see and know the truth. But the thing is, there's a lot of what they do is it's a lot of spell work that they do in there, a lot of spell work. So you don't even realize that these declarations that they're getting you to speak and say, it's like spells. It's like you're saying these things over your life and you're becoming it. And that's why they do a lot of that. Like they will say, Lord Jesus, I declare that from today, I will walk in the ways of the Lord. I will walk in the way. I will serve the man of God. You see how they bring it in? I will serve the man of God. I will serve in the house of the Lord. I will live and not unalive to declare the works of the Lord. I will remain in this house. I will not leave. I will serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're declaring these things. They're making you say things against your will. They're programming you in your psyche that you will not leave this place. You're also speaking it into existence. So you're framing and shaping your world through the words that you're speaking. That's why a lot of the time, that's not mostly, they get people to say declarations, because these evil, wicked men, they understand the power in the tongue, in speaking. Yeah. So I think that's my little rant. Let me go on to some of the comments. And what I'm saying, guys, is facts. You see, everything I've been through in my life and everything I've been exposed to, it's all been for this moment. It's all been for the exposure of the church cults. What happens a lot of the time is, and this is just the grace of God and the mercy upon my life, and I'm so grateful for it. A lot of people who come out of these cults, they either go atheist, they go mad, they go to another level of extreme. There's no balance. Or they lose their minds, or they go like into like maybe new age, or like, you know, like a different religion. They convert to Islam, or they convert to whatever other religion. A lot of people church cult hop. So that's why a lot of people can't speak out in a certain way, because you're not free. You're not free, bitch. You're still in religion. You're still entangled in religion. That's why you can't speak out, because you think, oh, they judge me. Oh, this, that. You care about appearances. You care about if people judge you. You care about, because that's what religion does to you. It puts you in a box. It's very black and white thinking. So you're not free. That's why you still feel trapped. That's why you still feel like a little boy in a man's body, because you are absolutely indoctrinated and still, you know, you're stuck trapped in the web of religion. That's why I say, have a bit of time to read your Bible yourself, to cry out to God yourself, to not go run into an environment. They've taught us that everything is external, so we've got to go within. So you've got to have a bit of time, even if it's 6 months, 3 months. You might feel like you're losing your mind, but that's the point. Why are you dependent on an institution? If the pandemic was if there was another pandemic that was to come tomorrow, what would you do? What would you do? So there's something about sustainability. There's something about substance. There's something about being able to sit in your own presence and not hate yourself, that you can sit in your own presence and you won't run away. I have gone completely off the topic. Let me ask this RPF question, then I'm going to go to YouTube, because YouTube is popping off in the comments. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I love you. I'm going to answer every single one of them questions. What I'm going to say on TikTok is for the guy about RPF. Yes. So they use okay. What I'm going to say is that they do up a lot of tactics around recruitment. So the girl will go and follow her boyfriend because she's in love with her boyfriend. So do you see, she's not gone to the church for Jesus Christ. She's gone for the boyfriend, but they'll manipulate her and make her believe that it was through the boyfriend that she got saved. So now when she's doing her testimonies and she's doing this and that and the third, what her rhetoric is going to be is, I came to the church because I wanted, my boyfriend was coming and he invited me and I came, but now I've come to know the Lord myself. No, babe, you ain't come to know nothing. You know, if you're not doing up RPF and you're not doing up that head tie, he ain't gonna love you. He's gonna leave you and get with another girl from the church cult. So these women that are in there, they become the most hyper religious because they're so in love with the guy. It's so unhealthy. They're so in love with the guy. And hey, Queen Ines, they're so in love with the guy. Their whole world is wrapped around this guy. It's just wrapped up in this guy. So if this guy is to leave this girl, you see, everything would fall apart. Everything would fall apart. She's not going to be in there like, oh, my faith, She's going to leave. And then she's going to be struggling with her mental health. So what I'm going to say to you is there's absolutely nothing we can do to get them out. Are you still here, babe? There's absolutely nothing we can do to get them out, babe. I can't sell you a dream. I can't be fake. Instead, what I can offer you, morning queen, instead, Ines, I'm on YouTube and TikTok, Instagram, all at the same time, queen, just to let you know. Oh, look at me informing Innes, like Innes is the president of the of the lives. Girl, don't feel no pressure. You might be getting ready for the school run and whatever. You might only be able to listen. Do you know what I'm saying? As you're, because it is early as well. I'm grateful for everyone that's on here. So I'm gonna just give you some tips, yeah, and just say that the one thing that they do up with these cults is isolation. Isolation, us versus them. They do up a lot of gaslighting. They've already turned her against you, Ja. And they didn't even need to turn you lot against. They didn't even need to turn you lot against her. You know why? Because she was following that guy. She's in love. She's probably really young as well, like under 20 or in her early 20s. You know what I mean? Like that's probably her first love. So I would say, are you still here? Oh, I've been yabbing on, you know. Thanks, Inez. I would say, cults like to do up isolation. They love to do up us versus them. So what I'm going to say is, don't let them isolate you from your family member. Cherry pie. Cherry pie, where you been? Where you been, my girl? It's nice to see you, baby. I love you, baby. So, it's just a mess in there. It's just you know, like these church cults. It's just a blood clot mess, man. There's more tea, there's more messiness, there's more drama than the streets. Like, you know, like the roads. And guys, you got to remember, you got people on the roads who have like 5 baby mothers. All the baby mothers are scrapping it out because the other baby mothers getting their back blown out by this one. Do you know what I mean? Like people are popping up to workplaces. People are ready to scrap it out on site when you see each other on the roads. You got postcode wars. You got man boring each other up, chair. Rearranging organs in the car, getting sliced and diced in the court. Do you understand? Like, this is the kind of stuff that's going on outside in the concrete jungle. And still, the mega church cult, I would say, is still more unsafe than being outside in these streets, yeah. Anyway, so as I was saying, my love, they try to isolate people and the cults do us versus them. So you got to try and fight to maintain the communication. You got to fight for your cousin, man. You got to fight for that relationship, and they will go further and further away. But even if it's just you just maintain the contact, you're just speaking to them every now and then. You got to force to go out with them. Like, don't forget about them, because they won't call you. Because what happens is they get into this mode of serving the Lord, the prayers. But with RPF, I think they do a lot of evangelism, but I think they're more hyper spiritual. They do up a lot of prayer. They got prayer going on like every day, 24 hours around the clock. So something like that is going to be really appealable to people with severe mental health, man. Like just on the cusp. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when you're going through like, do you know how difficult it is when you're struggling with mental health to like be able to sit in your own thoughts and ground yourself and be able to like pick yourself up and get out of those feelings of being unalived, do you know what I mean? Ideations, and being able to get out of that yourself to actually not act upon it. It takes such like mental strength, man. You know, there's that scripture that says, I'm I think it's something like, I'm going to paraphrase it. It's not exactly, but it's something like, he who constraineth. I don't know if it's, guys, let me know if you know where this scripture is. It's something like, he who constraineth himself is more mighty than a ruler of a city. Do you not know? I think it's in Proverbs. He who constrain. Yeah, it's in Proverbs, isn't it? I'm not quoting it exactly, but it's he who constrains himself is more mighty than a ruler of a city. And you know, I remember because these scriptures that I found myself when I was reading the Bible, until I started getting so severely indoctrinated that I didn't read my Bible again, and I was just reading Dag's books because I was like, it's practice the Bible. That's what I had in my psyche. But anyway, before that, when I was doing up my Bible study and I was reading, this was a scripture that just sticks in my head because I had real anger issues in it, especially, you know, like when you come from the roads, you're just ready to thump someone, you know what I mean? You don't even have time for the conversation. So I've had to do a lot of work to control my anger, to just not act like a GM, you know, because I was around them all the time, you know, it's just, and then I've got this fire in me. It was just a really lethal mixture because and then do you know what it was? It was when my nan unalived. When my nan unalived, I was like, F the world. Do you know what I mean? I loved my nan so much. Can anyone else resonate? It was 15, it F me up. And that's when I started going into like, I don't give a F. It wasn't even like, I just went into my bad girl mode. I just started dating the GM of the hood. Like it was, that's just when that is when my spiral began. You know, I just spiraled. So, you know, why was I even talking about that? Oh yeah, the toxic mix. So I've had to do a lot of work to control my anger. But the reason why I was saying that is, I've lost my train of thought. But anyway, he who constraineth himself is more mighty than a ruler of a city. So, you know, like that ability to be able to like control yourself, to be able to just, I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, when you feel like unaliving, because that's also a constraint. Do you understand what I'm saying? To stop yourself, to constrain, to prevent, to you know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of, you know, these men of God, because they're not deep, they've got no depth in the Lord. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything is very superficial. Do you know what? You pastors can have your Rolexes, you can have your mega churches, you can have your big buildings, you can have your designer cars, you can have your designer watches. I don't want it. I just want to live a simple life. Guys, you will see, because I will become a millionaire. I will be successful. You will see. Do you get what I'm saying? Because success is the best vengeance. Guess what? You will see. I'm going to make it. And when I do, you lot are still going to see me driving in my little humble car. No, but I'm not going to lie there. I might get a supercar at a point, chair. But, you know, I'm going to have my little, I'm not doing up. Do you know what I'm saying? What these cult leaders, I don't understand it. If we live in a world that is so like impoverished, there's so much, you know, like evil and wickedness, like so many people starving in the world, I couldn't sit in like a 5-bedroom mansion knowing that there is homeless people, like knowing that there is people out there. I would rather stay in my 2-bedroom home that I've got, renovate it, put some money into renovating it, because that's all I need. I've got 2 kids. I just renovate the loft. It's a beautiful home. I just do it up. Do you get what I'm trying? I don't need to go and like spend all that money on a mansion. For what? For what? I would rather renovate my little house and go and purchase. I'm going to even cry. Sorry, guys, but this is so emotional. There's so many like single mums struggling. There's so many people struggling in this time. Like people don't have enough food to eat. They got to choose between gas and water. Like how could I come into big money like what these pastors are making, like getting millions a year? I could not live with myself sitting in a big mansion knowing that my fellow brothers and sisters are hurting. I couldn't do it. I would rather buy a plot of land and build do you get what I'm saying? Like a supported accommodation or something for women that are fleeing DV, or you know, like I'm thinking about something around, you know, like for young people who are kind of too old to get the help when they're young, because we're still young up to like 30, you know, who get kicked out of their house or who are in abusive households and things like that, creating like safe spaces and accommodation. That's all I would be thinking about. Like when I got this money, how do I help other people? How can I make the world a better place? How can I make society a better place? And I just don't understand how they've got all this money and they've done nothing to help us. And there's people starving in the church. And these pastors have millions of pounds and they're not doing anything to help anyone. And it absolutely breaks my heart and soul. And this is why when I started, I just want to say I love you, survivors, so much. I really love you guys. Like, you have given me a purpose. And I just want to say as well that I appreciate your support so much. Thank you, Ines. I appreciate your support so much. Because the whole reason why I've even got my right mind so much, thanks RFS, I've got my mind like, and I'm able to come on and I'm able to speak and I'm able to do these lives, is because I have the support of you guys and I really appreciate it. I keep going because of y'all. You guys, you know, I ride out for you guys. If it was for myself, I wouldn't do it, guys. That's the truth. Do you get what I'm saying? But because it's for you guys, I really do ride out. Oh, this is so deep, man. You know, when you come to the realization of how evil these people are, you got mothers giving like their last £50, their last £100, because the pastors told them that they got to give this offering to get this blessing and whatever, and she's gonna go home. And you know, I'm gonna take it deep. Giving that £100, yeah, there are people who give that £100 and then they ain't got nothing. Like I said to you, this girl I used to chat to, her mum was in UCKG and she showed me the empty fridges and she said that her mum was giving all the money to the church and there was no food in the house and we had to go to the shop and buy some bits for the house. So I'm not even going to take it as deep as when they give the £100, they ain't got nothing. I'm going to say when they give that £100, they might have to cut back on getting crisps for their kids. Everything they get in the shop It might have to be essential. People have given that £100 and they don't know where they're going to get their next tenner from. Vulnerable people whose parents have unalived. They've got no support. They've got no one to go to borrow a little tenner or whatever. These people are struggling. They're living in absolute poverty because of these environments. Like, they'll have to go in and get their kids essentials. Their kids will have to eat like really basic foods. Their kids will have to go to school like in battered, you know what I'm saying, like battered items. Like, they don't even have, like, you can tell like if a child is getting taken care of properly by their uniform, their skin, like their skin shining, like having, like a proper cardigan and whatever. You see these kids in battered uniforms, man. I remember Reverend Gino's kids. Man. Their school uniform, it used to be yellow or green or something, and they used to come in and the shirt would be so faded. Just everything's about the church cult. Nothing. They're just not thinking about reality, man. They're just not, these people are in absolute poverty and they're taking advantage. All right, guys, I'm going to go to the comments. That got a little bit heavy, innit? Got a little bit heavy because it's real, man. And guys, I've started to do, and I'm going to do a video on this later. What I'm going to start doing is doing up a lot of the lives at YouTube at the same time and Instagram at the same time, so that we can keep the lives. So if survivors, because everyone's been asking me for a podcast like this, that, and the third. So my way, this is another sacrifice I've made, because you know me, I didn't want to come onto the YouTube space looking like this, because remember I told you I got exes who are someone's outside in these streets. So I didn't really want to be on YouTube like this, but I just have to make the sacrifice for y'all. So once you see me with a bonnet on YouTube, that's it. That means I'm going to be on here a lot more. So this is why I did it this morning, to just break the chain, just break them on. I think that's my thing anyway. I think this is my staple look. Bonnets and glasses. I think it's a thing. I think I rock it. I think I look good. Yeah, Robs, it is. It's an absolute bubble. There's a survivor that calls it the self-sealing bubble. Not even the system. She calls it the self-sealing bubble because she says it's like a bubble when you're in there. And that's a proper OG that was in there for absolutely years. Oh no, girl. I don't have no exes in the cult. They're dusty. Not one man in the whole of the United Denominations. There's 3,500 churches worldwide. Church cults. Not one ninja in the whole of the United Denominations, that's UDOGLC, can say that they've laid not a finger on this milk smooth skin chair. I said that was that one guy that I was dealing with, that was my beloved for 2 weeks. But it didn't happen like that. Things got a little bit steamy. But if I said to you what happened, you'd laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's like secondary school stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit of dry rubbing. You know what? Like, come on. We're big people now. We're grown. We're grown folks. Guys, I love it. Like when you get older and you start to like get outside and meet these guys and stuff, they're wild. Like you think your life's over when you're older. But what happens is we don't actually age, like mentally, like we still feel young. So even when you're like 30 and 40 or whatever, it's like these guys, like they get so old, they're just up for anything. Do you know what I mean? They're just up for anything, child. Do you get? When I was outside, I had to tell these ninjas, you weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, you weird. Because, they'll be doing anything. I can't even say it on TikTok because it's, it's so sensitive, but they be on anything, child. You got to have morals. These ninjas don't have no morals outside in these streets. And I think because of the misogynistic rhetoric and the toxic masculinity, they've just been getting away with treating women like absolute SHIT, treating women like human fecal matter, getting women de-whipped, and like there's been so much that we've had to heal from epigenetically. But thank the Lord Jesus Christ, women are waking up. A lot more women are celibate right now. A lot of women are just throwing these men in the bin. The ones that are, I'm not talking to everyone because there's some good men out there still, but I'm talking about like these dusty ones. So they thought they could just treat women anyhow. And now they're getting like the awakening of their life. That now they're all on TikTok being like, why are the women not dating? What is it? Why don't the women want to speak to us? Why don't the women want to date us? Why don't the women want to go out with us? Because we're not interested. Because you've rinsed us out. Like we're tired. We're drained. And also some of us are just straight up bosses, like we're queens, like we're not trying to do up being treated like an option or this second class, like we're not like me in it, like basically like with my self-love practices and how I see myself and this and my ex absolutely spoiled me rotten. Oh my God, you lot, that ninja. Oh God, there was nothing that he wouldn't do for moi, she, her. Within his means, he definitely did like absolutely everything. And guys, I used to make him feel like he weren't doing nothing. You know, so he could do more, but he was doing the most and some. I would just be like acting like it's absolutely nothing. He just went in jail to the point where he was like, he said to me one time, you're making me feel like I don't do anything for you. But he didn't know it was all part of the plan. You gotta compete for my time and affection, baby. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, come on, let's move on from there. You know, we're not. Yesterday we had a really, really good live. It was a really good dating live. We spoke a lot about dating. We spoke a lot about, you know, men and women and different dynamics of relationships. And it was really good. And I think it's important that we talk about this element as well, because in the church cults, they demonize sex, you know, they make everything a sin. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know me, I'm just going to come here and I'm just going to flip some tables, mate. I'm flipping these tables backwards, sideways, upwards, downward. Like I'm just flipping tables, man. I've had enough. Do you know what I mean? And you know what? You lot can do what you want. Do you get what I'm saying? You lot don't know. You lot think you know information about me, but you don't know nothing. It's been years. I'm a completely different person. You lot think you know me. You don't. And you know what? They keep messing themselves up because, you know, cults, they self-destruct. And guys, in a couple of months' time, you're going to see how much the Lord is on my side. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of things going in. There's a lot of things that are going down behind the scenes that you lot don't know about. But because it's like God set them up. You know, like that, like Psalm 7, that like the trap that they tried to set for me, they're falling into it. They're falling into that pit. Do you get what I'm saying? Because my enemies, they don't triumph over me. It's impossible. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're gonna see as the year unfolds. I think that's why God's put me in the you know what line, like at the front line of this. Because it's like, come for me then, come. Do what you want. Do your worst. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you do your worst. God's going to do his worst right back at you, baby. Right. That's why you lot's church attendance is going down. That's why your money's getting affected. That's why people are leaving. Because there's no way I could do this. There's nothing that I could do that could, do you understand what I'm trying to say? That this is all God on period point blank. But for my atheists, it's your higher self. Yeah. Whatever. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't, okay? All right, because I'm going to be talking about God a lot, because I'm going into a phase of my life where it's going to take a lot of trusting in God for the next parts of my life. And I'm going to have to talk about God a little bit more. I'm sorry if that is a bit triggering for people. I don't think it's triggering though, because I don't think I do it in a religious dynamic. And I was thinking back to when I first came out and I was able to have conversations about God, but just not in a religious dynamic. All right, so I'm going to go to some of these comments. All right, watch the film Circle with Tom Hanks. Ooh, all right, but RF, can you WhatsApp me that as well? Because, you know, I'm not going to act like I'm going to remember that later. Thanks, Uncle Robs. I appreciate you, King. Can you message me that? Because, and guys, you know what? I can't be bothered. See, you lot are going to see me looking rough. I can't be bothered at the moment. Oh, thanks, Peony. I appreciate you, Queen. You lot are going to see me out here raggo, man. I'm on the grind. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because I'm just going to be coming on here when I need to speak. Because I can tell that it's getting ramped up. Because remember, they're very good at covering up. They're very good at creating a facade, like an image. Because remember, they're like magicians. Hey, Georgia, they're magicians. It's all smoke and mirrors with them in there. So they're illusionists. They have the ability to create an illusion. And the illusion is that they're having all these churches. It's working. They've got mega churches, but it ain't. Because they don't know how to retain the people. It's a poorly run, badly managed business with a whole heap of young people that they've got in leadership positions that don't know their 6 times table from their 8 times table. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, they barely know anything. They barely know a thing. And they've got them in there severely indoctrinated to think a certain way because they've programmed them to think that they're some sort of pastor or leader or whatever. So it's just a blind leading the blind, to be honest. I've done both church hopping and time to heal. Oh, okay. So RFS, what I'm going to say is it depends on your exposure, the level of exposure that you had to the church cult. And also, I'm sensing something with you with childhood trauma as well. So it may, you may, because of RFS, I would say that I think you've deconstructed quite well from the church cult. Obviously, I don't know you like that, so I can't, I can't like come in and say, like, oh, like I'm not the god of, I'm not the god of deconstruction and deprogramming. I'm not the pastor, the general overseer, the presiding head pastor of the headquarters of the mosque of the headquarters. I'm not that. So, but from conversations I've had with you, babe, and the way you comment and the thing, but obviously we're always deconstructing and deprogramming, so it's a lifelong thing. But the fact that you've asked that question, there's probably traits or things that you've seen in you that you still need to like shed off. But remember, it's all time, babe. Time is a healer. Being kind, having time, but still maybe just taking a drawing yourself back. And this is what I mean about drawing yourself back, because it might be that you might need to go on a little pilgrimage. Thanks for the follows on TikTok. You might need to go on a little pilgrimage. You might need to go a little time away from, the family, everybody, maybe like for 2 days or a day, even 3 days, whatever you can afford. And just go away and just spend some time with God. It could be next to the sea. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, so travel a bit. And go and just spend some time, just spend some time with yourself, man. Spend more time reflecting and hearing and listening. Also maybe looking at your childhood trauma, because you may need to unpack that as well, because childhood, it could be as a result of the trauma that you've experienced as a child, but because you need to spend that time going within to unpack it. Is this resonating, RFS? He said, I think I've grown more since you I don't get what, I think there's been a spell in there. Do you mean deconstructed? The deconstruction is so important, guys. If you're a survivor and you're coming out of one of these abusive religious spaces, oh my gosh, your life depends on it. Like, that's how deep it is. Sorry, I've not been well. Oh, I just need to blow my nose, Well, I'm not trying to be ghetto. I need to move out of the camera a bit. All right. So PJ on YouTube, I don't even know if he's still here, because I've just been chatting off my mouth. PJ said religion and marriage should be abolished. Oh my God, he's coming so strong in it. But I love it though. Came in like a wrecking ball. Na, 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 na. I don't know all the words. It's given Miley Cyrus in her IDGAF season and phase. I love it. All right. So he said that he thinks it should be abolished. If religion should stay, they should be highly regulated and safeguarded. I agree with the, maybe not the abolish bit. That is a bit RADICAL, babe, just because I came from a RADICAL environment. I can't, I have to be equal, like equality, and from a non-biased lens, because there are some people, if they weren't in the religion, they would be out here, literally, I don't even know what they would be doing up. So again, I'm going to agree with the last part of what you've been doing up there, and saying that I think it needs to be as controlled as they control the church cult members. I think there needs to be is it like an adjudicator, like sitting at the back of the church cult and just like monitoring the pastor's every word? Do that's the only way, Did you get me? But yes, I do agree with part of that statement. The priest, the government, the teachers, and even the family don't want the individual to be themselves. Ooh, PJ's right, boy. PJ, because we're in a matrix, we're in a self-sealing system, and that's what wakes you up. That's what wakes you up is the fact that, oh my God, I'm in a self-sealing planet, and I can't get out of this self-sealing planet. We can't even just get on a rocket and go and explore the universe. Like, why can't we? This is lit. Like, we're floating up in the air. We've got all this universe. Again, it's like that fear. Like, they act like it's so unsafe. They act like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of fear mongering, a lot of fear tactics and fear mongering that they've used, so that we don't explore the so-called conspiracies that now the FBI and all of whatever are now coming out to say that aliens is real, this, that, and the third. These times they were sectioning people, for saying that they had been abducted by aliens and stuff. It's just absolutely crazy. And you know, you can liken the government to the church because that's what they do. Yeah, control, control, control. The government is like the church. You know, like they were telling us, oh, let me use a good example. Like things like clothes, like, oh, you can't wear this, you can't act like this, you can't, you know, like over time, the church has changed. The Pentecostal church, these new religious movements, the charismatic church, it's like anything goes in there now. You know, like the government, like they were telling us, like sectioning people and putting people into psych wards. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they said they've been abducted by aliens, but now they're doing research and they've said that there are, you know, like, because they don't call them aliens anymore. They call them something else, but you know, unidentified. I think they call them unidentified race or species or something. So you see how they would what's the word, sectioning people before, locking them up and throwing away the key, saying that they were crazy. Like now you can see that, you know, like 50 years later, they can see that that was just a lack of information, knowledge, or maybe they were just, who knows, but anyway, a lack of understanding. If we look at it from this lens to compare to the church, it's the same with the church cult. But they were so strict because that worked during the 90s. You know, like when they came in with that strict like doctrine, like purity, modesty, like very rebuking, like you'll go to HELL, like it worked for that time. Do you get what I'm saying? Because of the 90s, there was the CRACK epidemic where people were just on out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? There had been a lot. They'd just come out of the 60s, the swinging 60s, where you know, there was a lot of drugs, and it was like a lost generation of young people. Do you get what I'm saying? From that kind of like hippie era, and then the children that came from that era. You know, guys. So you got, it's like, so like when you're deconstructing, are you deconstructing like this? Are you thinking about it from a historical contextualized perspective, where you're looking at history, you're looking at capitalism, you're looking at society, how it's developed, how it's formed, how that's impacted on religion? Have you looked at that? Because these are the things that you need to look at, because then you're just going to be duped, because things that they would have condemned people for in the church years ago and rebuked people and, you know, excommunicated them and, you know, broken them down psychologically, stripped them of titles and positions. Now they're doing it like it's water. They're doing it like it's, you know, just like the government with aliens and, you know, like kind of things to do with the universe and cosmos. And those people aren't looking so crazy now. The people that talk about energies and frequencies and vibration, they're not looking so crazy now. They made people like that look nuts. Like I used to think that these people were like conspiracists. They just look crazy. Like, why are they dressed like that? Like, why do they have that wooden ankh, you know, around their neck? Or why do they have this? Or why have they got all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, they're not fitting the social constructs of the societal norms. Guys, let's say when we get to when it's all said and done, yeah, we get there and there's nothing. It's just nothingness afterwards. Then what? I'm just playing devil's advocate with this. Then what would have been the point in being a bot? In following blindly and just living this life that was just, you're so severely indoctrinated and bloody well, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know what to call it, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just working my way through the comments, guys. Oh, thanks, RFS. I really appreciate you. Hey, Nana, morning. What was Dan's name before becoming a mother? Daniela. She's called Mother Dayanara now. Yeah, people are very naive and so easy to indoctrinate. Okay, so PJ on YouTube is saying all our problems in life is down to how our parents raised us. Ooh, we all love our families so much that we fail to acknowledge how they themselves has damaged us. It's not their fault because they went through the same process. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to give you a chair for that, man. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. PJ, are you still here? I really, really like that. Guys, that comment, I feel like that is really, really refreshing. Like it feels like that comment feels like my soul has been watered. I love it. Do you know what I love about your comment? The fact that you've acknowledged childhood trauma but not demonized the parent. I love the way you've deconstructed ideologies around grace and forgiveness within that. I absolutely adore it, because you've come here and you've acknowledged they've gone through the same process. And that's what it is. It's just generational trauma. It's cyclical generational trauma to a degree, but they got a big impact. Are you talking about the parents? But again, guys, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Because if your parent was narcissistic and physically putting hands on you, Do you get what I'm trying to say? Then, you know, you've got to just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You might have had a mum that was jealous of you. Do you know what? If you've had a mum that's jealous of you and broken you down, and I just want to say, I'm so sorry. Do you know what I mean? Because I couldn't imagine what that's like. So, again, yes. So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But that has really watered my soul. I'm not going to lie, because my mum had me at 19, and you know what? My mum did really well for having me as a child. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I cannot fault my mum. But again, it's taken deconstruction. It's taken me looking within for me to take, like, I don't want to say if accountability is the right word, but maybe me being able to come to self-realization that, you know, and just empathy, just seeing my mum as a human, you know, because they're given this title as mothers, and, you know, they're just expected. There's this really high pressure on this, you know, expectation of what a mother is, and this, that, and the third. So, I think it was just about bringing my mum to just a human level, just like a human being, just not seeing her as my mum or anything like that. And just looking back at her life and the things that my mum has experienced and gone through, and how she's still shown up for me. She's still done her best to teach me everything that she knew in her power. You know what I mean? So it's deep. That comment's deep. I've got a comment on Insta. It's trying to find my personality. It's so hard to explain. I'm so used to suppressing parts of myself that I don't even know who I am. Trying every day to just be myself. Oh, this was a good idea coming on at this time, boy, because people are getting really deep. Right. So Lola, what I'm going to say to you again, my love, yeah, is and guys, I know when I say things, sometimes it might seem a little bit, I'm going to come to your comment, Rose. I know sometimes what I say, yeah, it might seem a little bit like, oh, she's, or you maybe expect something a little bit more fancier or whatever. But remember, I told you, you need to have the IDGAF attitude and vibe. That's why I said that for some people, they need to get out of religion, man, because you're just a walkover. You're just a doormat. That's all you are. You're a timid people can walk all over you. You're a doormat. People could chat to you however they want. You're timid, you're fragile, you're frigid. You're there. Oh, I'm a little Christian, did it? That's why they've been walking all over you. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to get yourself a backbone. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I come on here on full smoke, because I want my survivors to get a backbone. I want to empower people. I want people to be able to just be themselves. Why do you care? Do you get what I'm saying? You got like Queen. You got to have that I don't give a. Do you understand what I'm saying, girl? To truly be yourself, because the most authentic. And I think I'm probably, I want to say I'm about at 80% of IDGAF. I'm not quite there yet. Hey, Ange, morning, my queen. I'm not quite. You might think I'm on 100, but guys, that's what I'm saying. You lot went. Oh God, you lot need to strap yourself in, seriously, because you lot ain't seen nothing yet. I'm operating at about 20% of my capacity because of my mental health, you know, my physical health. So I'm still shedding a lot of the things of, you know, like people looking at me a certain way or demonizing me, or, you know, like just, I don't know, like just maybe stereotype. I'm still caring low-key about what people think a little bit. So I know there's still work that I've got to do, but that's the main thing you need to do up, because because then you're still on a stronghold. Do you get what I'm saying? Like mentally and psychologically, they don't care. Like you need to purposefully do things to put yourself out there, girl. If you've been dressing a certain way for a long time and had your hair to change it up, man, level up, change up your hairstyle, start to put more into self, make it about you. Do you get what I'm saying? Thanks for the follows, guys. Make it about you. It's the you show. You need to be the main character now, because it's always been about serving someone, doing something for someone else. I was that way as a teen. Then church, muted environment. Oh. And you know what, Lola? I want to say as well, it's a process. So just keep loving yourself. Obviously, and you know what's also good, girl, that you have this level of self-awareness. So you see, when we're healing, we don't realize the small wins. Like before, you might have just been getting depressed, sitting in these emotions, letting yourself swim in it, sinking deeper in depression. But now you're giving yourself to coming on the live. Even coming on these lives, it's a big thing, because I'm going to speak truths. You don't know what the hell you're going to hear when you come on here. So I really do put a lot of respect on people's names, especially married folks. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I will say, but guys, if you know my heart, you know, even if you're married, yeah, my heart is to make the marriage better, but it's also to level up the wives, to let them know wagwan on the outside. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's part of the work I do as well. You're welcome. So what I would say, my love, is to not be too hard on yourself, to just allow it to happen organically and naturally, but just to keep pouring into yourself. Does that make sense, my love? And when you feel like, sometimes when you feel like doing something and you feel, oh, I don't know if I should do that, do it. You got to do everything opposite that they were doing up in the church cult. You've got to do the absolute antithesis to set yourself free. That's why when people come out, they'll be wild AF, but it's better to be a bit wild. And I'm not talking about going to the clubs and getting your back blown out, because that's all they think about in the cult. All they think about is sex. It could be dyeing your hair a really crazy color. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Just for you. Do you remember before, guys, I've had pink in my hair. I've just done my own thing, like these nails. I wear really long nails. And even, because I live in a very, like, a whitey village. Like, I live in a village in Kent, yeah. So I remember going to my local chippy, and even the guy, a guy he was like, oh my God, they long them nails, didn't they? They're really long. And then they all started coming out from the back. Oh my God, you got some long nails on you, yeah. Like, they were really, like, they've never seen this before, yeah. There's no hoods down here. They've never seen this type. They only see it on the telly. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're seeing it. They're like perplexed over my nails. But my point is, you got to be you. You can't be afraid to stand out, amongst the crowd. You can't be afraid to be yourself, to do the things that you want. Example, in my cult, because from young guys, even before because you have to remember, like, I come from the era of, like, the 2000s. We didn't have wigs. We didn't have, like, it was only the celebrities and the superstars that had the long, like the lilac wigs, and how you can get 30-inch bust downs. We couldn't get them. Like, back in the 2000s and the late 90s, that's why there was that really, like, natural look. Morning, Haynes. That natural look. Like, this is why no gal. If you think that you're a gal outside in these streets, you've got a full wig on, you've got a full face of makeup, you're wearing all of these type of clothes, you've got on a full lashes on your eyes. Do you get what I'm saying? You've got lip filler. You have absolutely no chat for me. I'm not coming for you. If you want to get your ass done and you want to get these done and you want to, do up the wigs and you want to do up all of that, that's absolutely fine. I love it for you. If that's what you do, especially if you're a sprinkle girl and that's what's bringing you in your money and you're doing all of this, I respect it. And I'm not here to demonize or whatever. Who I'm talking to are the gal them in the church cult who live, eat, sleep, and dream in their wigs, yeah? Getting their back blown up by the instrumentalists in the back of their core because they can't drive. And then they want to come on and have some chat for me, and I'm a natural beauty. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't need anything, child, to look good. And I don't need the extras to make myself feel better. I can come on here on a bonnet and I still look better than you who's that took hours to get ready. Listen, we could be in a room in a lineup, yeah? And I'm not saying, like, straight away, but straight away, some man them might go for me though, because they know the gal them that if I look like this with the bonnet and whatever, they can only imagine what I'm going to look like. The woke guys, the smart guys will go for me because in their head, you see a wise man will choose me in that lineup with the gal them, because them gal them, they look their best. In that lineup, they look their best. I'm here in my bonnet and I can still stand in the lineup. I can still stand in the lineup and get chosen. And there's gal them that would have spent hours to get ready. I've just thrown on my robe, thrown on a bonnet, and I would still get chosen in the lineup. Do you get what I'm saying? So, guys, you got to believe in your source. You got to be confident. Confidence is key, Lola. Confidence is key. It is about the confidence. You've got to focus on building your confidence. And whatever you need to do to get that, you need to do it. If it's to go to the gym, and I'm not coming at girls who are, because as I said to you, if I was LGBTQ+ and I swung that way, I would go for my fluffy girls. No preference on color. I would just go for my fluffy girls. Like that's what I'd be into. Because I think fluffy women are so sexy. So I'm not telling you, I'm trying to use examples. So it could be, do you get what I'm saying? That maybe you want to, like, lose some weight. You want to get that revenge body. Do you get what I'm saying? It might be that you just do up your whole wardrobe. You just because as much as you're doing this internal work, you also need to do stuff on the outward to feel and look good about yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be doing all the internal work and then you come and look at yourself in the mirror and you look a mess. So that's why for me, I've said, okay, I need to do something. I need to change up my hair because it's starting to affect my mental health. So it's about getting to know yourself, spending a lot of time with yourself and unpacking it. Does that help, Lola? She said, yeah, it makes sense. I didn't realize how much I monitored what I do or say, and it stems to low-key wondering what the church people will say. Yeah, IDGAF, man. You can't care. Like, you can't care about what they're going to think and say, girl. You cannot care. If you give people, because you see, if we still care, because I don't care what the church cult say. It's more about a fear that they have instilled in me from the cult, because they instill that fear. There's like a programming of fear to like reach your fullest potential, fear of rejection, because they break you down a lot in there. So you've got to unpack it and unstrip it. And part of it is doing the things that you don't want to do because you're going to be scared that you're going to be judged. That's what you need to be doing up. That's what you need to be doing up. So when you have a thought and then you think, oh no, I don't want to do that, people judge me, you need to push yourself to do that thing. Because once you do it, then as you keep doing it, you'll just realize you're in your authentic self, your most authentic self. And I'm so glad I didn't listen to none of these fake Christians in the beginning. Oh, that's a bit much. You're not going to reach the people. You're not going to reach the people that oh please. Oh, please. Have you seen people doing up what I'm doing up professionally? Have they got anywhere? Have they got anywhere doing up legislations and doing up panorama and doing up this and that? Has it got anywhere? Has it got anywhere doing up legislation? Has it got anywhere? Have we had any legislation change over the past 5 years? Has there been any legislation change? When these panorama documentaries have come out and the BBC has come out, has there been any real change for survivors in their life? Sustainable? Has there been any sustainability for survivors? Have survivors been set free through panorama documentaries? Has it helped survive? Because guys, I'm not coming to throw any shade or whatever, or that's not what I'm doing up. All of these things are good and we need them, but if I do something with panorama or I do something with the BBC, or I know that journalist or that broadcaster, as much as it's a good thing for us, it's going to be a good thing for them as well. Both people are benefiting in that space. Do you understand what I'm telling you outside in these streets? So it's not for me when I come on here and I speak to the survivors and I pour into the survivors and I give my energy and I give my time and I give myself. I don't think there's any. I think that because remember, I've still kept a lot of Christ's teachings which are embedded within me. So because guys, I could have done so much things with this. I could have done so much. I could have made it a clout chasing thing. I could have done, I could have, but I have to always be thinking about survivors and your recovery process and how things will affect you like they will affect me. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that in. Hey, Missy. Oh yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing early because I was on this really wonderful content creator, Tally, who's on here, and she was just so encouraging because I've been going through so much. And then I spoke to someone else that gave me some good news on some bad news that I got yesterday. I thought it was bad news, but it's not bad news. It is bad news, but it could have been worse. And I've got some an update. I've got an update, so I'm feeling a lot more because, guys, I was feeling like I don't even know if I can do this for the next week. I was just going to go into hibernation mode. It's just because of you lot. It's because of the survivors. I can't abandon you, man. I can't neglect the space. I can't, even if I come on here and I'm pouring out my heart and I'm crying and I just prefer to do that. Guys, I might do a live. I think I'm going to do a live in nature. Would you guys like that? Should I do a little live later in nature? I don't know if I'll be able to do it on YouTube, but I'll try. I might not be able to do it on Instagram, maybe YouTube. I want to do a little I want to do an outdoors live. Maybe if we do a little bit of meditation outside in the outdoors. Oh, look, Megan, I got a follow for that. Are you Megan or Megan? Thank you, my love. Thank you. So I'm gonna do a little outside live. I want us to release the things that release the things that have hurt us in the past, because we have been hurt in the past. Not to do with the church cult, because there's no hurt when it comes to church cult abuse. It's abuse. So we'll release our past hurts and whatever. But it's going to be a day of releasing. And then Megan, oh God, girl, do you know I nearly called my first one. Megan was on the list for my first one. Megan, Phoebe, Prue, and Daisy. But my ex-husband, he's a Niger man. He's not even British born. He's Nigerian born and then came over to England. But even though he's got the British accent and that man is hardback Uncle Chair. That man is he is so traditional. So he was not going for the names. He wanted, yeah. And they're beautiful. They're beautiful names. I love the name Megan. And I had a really lovely manager that was called Megan. Megans are always nice. But don't F about with a Megan though. They come across like really tender but child, they got some fire upon them. Innit, Megan? Don't ramp though when the Megans are ready to Every Megan I've met, they've had that little thing in them where you can't mess about with them. All right. Do I have anything on CRC? What's CRC again? All right. Oh, we'll talk when you can, and I'll explain what you mentioned about childhood trauma stuff. Oh, so RF tables, RFS, was I right? Oh, thanks, babe. You're such a king. But that, I don't want to say your name on the public platform, but bro, is that you on YouTube as well? Because I just want to really appreciate you for confirming that my intuition was right on that. So thanks a lot, my love. That's really, really great. All right. So Rose asks, why did they change the names? So guys, I'm going to start getting ready to wind down soon. I'll probably stay on TikTok because I'm going to make my breakfast with the TikTokers and have some breakfast with them because I can't move around the laptop, my phone and the other phone because I've got 3 devices around the house. So I have to look off YouTube. But one thing I do want to say is if my mental health permits and all is well, I will be doing lives all throughout the day. I think I've been putting out a lot of content. I think I'm in my live streaming era, guys. I think I'm feeling this live streaming vibe. So I'm going to be doing a lot more live streaming. I'm going to be going live. Do you know what? I need to give you guys some sort of consistency, I think. Oh, Megan. Oh, don't go. You'll set me off because I'm really like sensitive. I'm a sensitive holy gangster in the cut. Oh, Christian Revival Center is giving cult vibes. Oh God. All right. I'll have a little browse after the live. Thank you, Megan. You're such a queen. I didn't see. Is there another comment? And Kiki, whatever Kiki said will be good because she's an absolute queen. De-churched, in other words, when I left the church environment for a while, I was about to learn more and more, and my walk with God was stronger, and my relationships became more healthy. Yeah. RFS, it really is about, oh, Megan, look at Megan telling me I look beautiful in my bonnet and my undone eyebrows. Oh, Megan, you've got a beautiful soul. Oh, Kiki, don't. Oh, Kiki. Oh, Kiki. Oh, you lot. Do you know what? I love this community. You lot are absolutely, I just, oh God, I can feel myself getting emotional. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just an emotional wreck. But I really appreciate you guys, honestly. It's such good vibes. Like, you are absolutely beautiful souls, honestly. Like, Megan, you just come on today, and I really appreciate you, and for everyone on here, for protecting the space and liking the live, and for your gifts. And oh, thank you, Megan. I've been through a lot, babe. I'm still going through it, you know. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot, my love. And I'm just here, like, you know, the more I'm healing, I just want to just like spread love. I'm just trying to spread love and just speak my truth, girl. That's all I'm trying to do, and just help others. Because at the core of it, I do have a heart for people. I've always had a heart for people. That's why they got me so bad in there. That's why they got me so bad. And I was doing like so much in there. Like, I was just, because you could tell the kind of person I am. Like, when I'm invested in something or someone, like, I go absolutely ham. Like, I go in. Oh, hi, J Dreads. I go absolutely in. I give my heart and soul. I love so deep. And I love them so much. I really loved that place. Do you know what I'm saying, girl? Like, I gave absolutely everything to them. I gave my soul. I gave my blood, sweat, and tears. You know, I don't think anyone understands. I gave absolutely everything. I sacrificed time with my family. You know what I'm realizing, guys? That life is a gift. And time is a gift. And that's why when they take that away from us, take away our freedom, our choice to be able to make our own decisions and live our life the way we want to live it, it's just an absolute travesty. And these people have to be stopped. The same, Leon. I gave my all and found out it's the hardest thing. Oh, thanks, Megan. I really appreciate you, girl. You're such a queen. Let me see if I can follow her back. Guys, let's follow up Megan because she's trying to get to 10k followers. I think she's got something she's doing up there, some property business or something. And you see, this is what I like. Like, you see people, they come in like promoting their businesses and stuff on my lives, and I get so angry. But this is the way it's supposed to be, a natural flow. Like, because she's got a good heart and she actually cares about the survivors, and she's come in talking about the survivors. I want to promote up the thing. Yeah, let's follow up Megan, man. Thank you, girl. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate. My dogs are kicking off. All right. Thank you so much. Like, that has really watered my soul. Like, I think I needed to release that and get that out. I don't know why my dogs are barking, but I can't move from here, chair. Yeah, and I just want to go back to what RFS tables is saying on YouTube. Like, when you come out and you have your own relationship with God, it's a fight. It's going to be the most difficult. It's going to be the most difficult time of your life. It's going to be the most difficult, the most hardest time of your life, because that's when that's when the real faith begins. That's when true faith begins. That's when, you know, faith, we walk by sight and not by we walk by faith and not by sight. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's when, oh, TikTok is going to be a bit, oh yeah, there we go. Because now you're on this road, you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going. You can't see ahead. Like, remember, in the church cult, you don't need faith to be in these church cults. You don't need faith. Your life is mapped out for you. That's in cult psycho ed, they call it life mapping. So that's how we can cancel them from the start. When you see that type of thing in the church cult, where it's life mapping, everything's mapped out for you, that you know, they're doing up, there's a trail, there's a map. There's a life map that everybody follows. Everyone does the same thing. So when you go into a church cult and everyone's like a pastor or a leader or a missionary and there's a culture to push for that, and you see young people getting married like in their 20s, and they're sending them all around the world, and their kids are getting passed around, Tom, Dick and Harry getting neglected. You know, like, when you're seeing that is a cult and not a church. Yeah. So when you see that culture, you need to run a million miles. Yeah, Uncle Robs is saying a lot of unlearning and relearning happens. Yeah, there's a lot of learning and relearning. There's a lot of unpacking of the onion. There's a lot of because you need to make sense of and process what happened to you. So that's part of the unpacking of the twisting and manipulation of scriptures, and also because Angie's here, and also our history. Also our history, and I know you lot are going to think I'm not only talking about Black history, I'm talking about our history as women as well. Our history as women, you know, it's all been deleted. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they want us to be slaves to the men, man. When you see a woman flourish and at her best, yeah, is when a man is treating her good. You know, when she's getting that good loving and she just looks so good, she's glowing. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you're glowing. And I'm not making it about a man, because a woman should know how to, you know, center herself and find her glow and find her worth without a man. But we've all been in that situation. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what a relationship should do. A relationship should make you feel happy. It should build you up. It should make you should feel like the most beautiful girl in the world when you're in a healthy relationship. Yeah. So they're commenting up on Instagram as well about some church cult. Yeah, we'll definitely catch up, my love. Once I've got my mental health, because I haven't really been speaking to any survivors as yet. I was catching up with some, but we'll definitely have a catch up. I'm just trying to process a lot of things that are going on, not even just from a cult perspective, but in my personal life. There's something that has been going on within my family dynamics that I'm not ready to mention yet. So I'm just trying to process that. So once I've got through that, then, oh, child, my eyebrows are looking crazy. But you know what, guys? I don't want anyone to touch my eyebrows, because my eyebrow lady, we got into some beef. Woo! Is it Kiki? So I need to come for an update. It's going well. I've been afraid, girl. I've just been praying that it works, child. Because, you know, it all got birthed on the live. You know them ones. All right, I'm going to go to some comments. And if you got any comments, Instagram, please put them up. I'm getting so hot, you know, because I need to turn off my heating, but I can't move. I think the difference between religion and relationship is different, and sometimes is mixed. Therefore, people get misunderstood. Yeah, definitely. And do you know what? It's not even about misunderstood. It is about misunderstood, but let's strip this back, RFS. Why are people misunderstood? Why are people, let me ask you, why do you think people are misunderstood, Jale? I'll tell you why. Do not forsake the fellowship of the saints, of the gathering of the saints. You will go to HER if you are not fellowshipping. Bad communication corrupts good character, not the other way around. Not good character influences bad communication. It says bad communication corrupts good character. The Lord knows that if good communication could influence bad character, he would have put it into bad. It's human fecal matter. You lot chat rubbish in there. Absolute human fecal matter. So what they be doing up is teaching the false doctrine. So they've got people believing that church equals personal relationship with God. They've got people believing that tongues equals prayer. And I'm talking about, I'm talking about the tongues that are it's given new age. It's given Brahma's Kamara's world spiritual institution. That's what it's given. That's what it's given, Chair. It's given insane. There's no interpreter. I have to drink out of a bloody clear cup, guys, because they've been reporting me. Can you imagine? It's not that I don't own a glass. I've got to drink out of a plastic clear cup so that TikTok, the algorithm can see that it's just water that I've got in here, because they keep reporting me for consuming substances and calling the police as well. You lot are going to get yourself in trouble. You lot are going to get yourself in trouble calling the authorities and wasting police time. You're going to get yourself, you know, these church cults here, they're really going to get their karma in 2025, boy. Can someone, Ines, are you on here, girl? Can you block that dusty, scrubby guy? I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging on the passenger side on his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I don't chat to man like you, babe. I don't chat to man like you. Can I show you a glass? Do you want to see my glass cabinet with all of my glassware? Oh, please. Do you know what a saucer is? Do you know, does he know what a champagne saucer is and the difference between a champagne saucer and a champagne flute? Oh, please. Do you know that there's different champagne for different luxury champagnes, different champagne glasses? Do you know, we always have glasses, innit? Look at Giselle. Yeah, in the cup, man. We got the Caribbeans with the kings and queens of that. Are you having a laugh? With our cabinet, with all of our Tupperware. Oh, please. They don't know nothing, man. It's because do you know what? They've been in, do you know what? You see, man, them like that. They've come from homes where their mother has been used as a doormat and a rug for their dad to just not even blow out their back, because he's not even actually attracted to the mum anymore, because she's rinsed herself out. She's washed up because she's given her best years to a man, centered her whole life around a man. So now she's washed up. So now he's come from homes like that where the dad isn't even human fecal matter on the mum, and the only time the mum was cleaning the yard and keeping the yard clean and tidy is when the dad's there, because remember, she centers herself around a man, so she can't even keep her yard clean when she doesn't have a man there. Everything she does is for the man. Getting dressed to look good is for the man. Cleaning the yard is for the man. She's not clean. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he's never seen the glasses cabinet, so he won't know about that. Unfortunately. The only time the mum's cleaning the yard and she's got clothes everywhere, all over the house. She's got mountains of clothes in everywhere. Her house is tore up. It's not clean. It's not tidy. But when daddy's coming back from Ghana, he's come back from Ghana. Now he's going to go and sow his royal oats in Ghana and go and attend to his other family and his 500 kids that he's got planted all around the world. And now because he comes back to your mama and her back he's not even blowing out the back, because he's not even interested in her like that. And you want to ask me about cups and glasses? You might want to go and check out the dysfunctional, traumatic childhood setting that you came from. Oh, I'm doing great, babe. Just putting these trolls in check. I don't know why you lot come on here, Joe. Do you know what I mean? Like I've opened my cupboard and showed people, like, how do you drink tea? Because I have a teapot and I've got a teacup as well with a saucer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how are you? I'm doing an afternoon tea. When my girlies, when they have tea in the yard, we're sitting around the dining table. We've got our teapot and our tea and our tea. We've got our teacups with the saucers. Thank you for the follow, babe. That's what we're doing up. And sometimes I bake a cake for my girls because I'm quite the baker. And so they have fresh. And if their auntie comes around, child, then we're going to be doing our artisan bakery in the cup. I don't know. Instead of these trolls coming on, all you've got is IKEA cups. All you've got is the Poundland 99p. Your bog standard glassware and the IKEA cup that everyone has. I'm not gonna lie, I've got the IKEA cup, but it's one of the many glasses that I've got in my yard. All you've got is the IKEA cup. That's all you've got is that cup. That's the only glass because mummy can't afford any of the other glasses. That's what you had growing up. When my kids eat hot chocolate, they've got the glass that, you know, when you go to the restaurant, the long, tall glass with the handle. That's what my girlies, when I give my girlies hot chocolate, they have it in that glass. When I give my girlies tea, they have their little teapot. Like when I'm doing up honey and lemon, they get their teapot with their teacup and their saucer. That's what I'm doing up with my girls. So they're learning etiquette. My girls are learning etiquette because I understand that a lady needs to learn how to use to eat with her left hand. A lady needs to learn how to do up fine dining. So I do that at home with my girlies. I teach them etiquette at home, and I teach them that you drink a teapot. Do you understand? You get a teapot and a teacup and a saucer. Yeah, all right. And once they get to like 16, they will be having a glass of red with their steak, like the French, because I like the French culture. So I incorporate a lot of the French culture into my home. Okay, all right. Just so we're all on the same blood clot page in the car. I'm gonna be coming off YouTube and Instagram in a little bit. Oh yeah, I don't, babe. RFS. I'm a British. I'm patriot. I'm a patriot for my United Kingdom. You know, please don't get it twisted. I'm a proud Brit, child. I am a proud Brit. Do you get what I'm saying? Like love me some fish and chips. That's why I was vexed. I didn't do a response when that guy was coming around talking about the beans and whatever, because I would have got vexed. Because when I was younger, I was brought up by a whitey nanny, beautiful woman called Kate, Irish woman. She was absolutely lovely, and so I used to eat a lot of that food, like, you know, bangers and mash, you know, like jacket potato, like, you know, like spuds, like, you know, like what's it, like casseroles, and, you know, like just like pub food, like British grub, like, but she cooked well, she did it really nicely, and like, so I grew up on that. My brother was raised by black nanny called Irma. Bangers and mash, I love me a bit of bangers and mash. Irma, the Caribbean, she was Caribbean, you know, like Irma. It doesn't get more Caribbean than that. Auntie Irma. Somebody go and call Auntie Irma. Me need Auntie Irma. It don't get more Caribbean than that, child. So he likes all of the Caribbean food. Like, it's got to be hot. You know what I'm saying? And my brother's come out looking whitey. That's basically the irony, because he's come out looking more whitey because he's mixed race. And I'm like the black one, do you know what I mean? Like, loving all the bangers. And my brother's like, oh, Leah, like, can't we go and get like some, you get me? Like, what, some yard food? And I'm like, no, man, let's just go to the pub, man. You get what I'm saying? So I do, guys, I love a pub grub. That's why I could see myself with a whitey man, but I don't know, man. He's got to be woke. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got to be woke, man. He's got to, you know, he needs to be more woke than me. Like, he needs to be teaching me how to be woke about my race. You know, one of them woke whitey man them. That's what I need, man. Do you get me? But I want like an EastEnder, you know, like someone who's a bit, you know, that's been through the struggle and like made money, but he's come from poverty. That's what I need. Those are the guys that I like dealing with. The guys who have had struggles and then they've made it, because they just appreciate me so much. Oh, thanks. And thanks for the follow, babe. All right, let me get to the rest of these comments, guys. Fish and chips, it's north. I don't mind cod and chips. Oh, yeah. A nice haddock, innit? A nice haddock. Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with an English breakfast, man. Especially from Weatherspoons. Big up Weatherspoons in the cut, chat. Weatherspoons and Harvester. But you know my sister, Tony Lee. I was going to say your full government. Tony Lee. Yeah. I hope she watches this. My sister, yeah, she is so, oh, it's amazing, isn't it? She's so bougie. Because I was like, my mum tried her best with us, child. You know, my mum, like, we were just in the hood, child. It was hard. She tried her best being a single parent, but me and my brother just went wayward. So with the younger two, my mum mollycoddled them. Do you get what I'm saying? And tried to like make them, you know, like she overdid it. My sister was wrapped in cotton wool because my mum was so afraid. I gave my mum PTSD, y'all. You know, the amount of sleepless nights, like I felt so bad. You know, when I got older, my mum was like, Leah, do you know how many times like I stayed awake? She said, you know how many times I was staying awake, like just waiting for you to walk through the door. Like even now it gives me like shivers. You know, I'd be away for like 2 days. Like my mum would just be waiting for me to just walk back through the door. The things that we put our mothers through, eh? So my sister is so bad and bougie. Oh, your younger sister was good. Yeah, so was mine. My youngest sister didn't get into like gangs and, you know, like that. She had her little phase where she had, you know what I mean? But not like how I did. Because my mum just tried her absolute best. Like my sister is, my sister, she literally, like, this is how she talks. Like you've heard her come on the lives. Like she's so posh. Like she's got the, you know, like, and yeah. Like that's how she used to talk. Yeah. Like my mum fought, boy, to get my, yeah. So my sister is so bougie. She teases me about like, because guys, it doesn't matter. Like guys, even when I'm a millionaire, I'm still going to be going harvesters. I'm still going to be going, do you know what I'm saying? Without any security, bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? Like just in there with the people. I never get why people, when they get to be celebrities and that, why they like, do you know what I'm saying? Like go into these places and do you get what I'm saying? Like they feel like they have to have security. Why do they move like that? Do you get what I'm saying? If I became a millionaire and people knew about me, I would just be there talking to the people casually. Like, I don't know why they do that. So anyway, like I'm not gonna say if, when I become a millionaire, I'm still gonna be going harvester. I'm still gonna be going Weatherspoons. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter like what my money situation is. I just love it. Like where are you gonna be able to get a glass of red? Yeah, you'll be able to get your little, or even, and like, you know what I love about Weatherspoons? They don't judge. The man them are in there from 6 a.m. drinking, child. They are on the drink. Do you get what I'm saying? You see the you know, the builders and all of the, you know, like the whitey man them, they're in there having their pint, you know, they got their pint like it's 7 a.m. They're drinking their pint with their brekkie, you know, like at 7 a.m. in the morning. So guys, when I was going Weatherspoon, I got excited one time. I said, oh, let me try and do up like a little Bellini the other day, and I just love it. It's so judgmental. It's not judgmental as well. Like everyone's in there, like we all got our issues. We're just in there, you know, like we see each other. We're just like, we know we're here. This woman, she was having a little glass of champagne with her breakfast, and I thought, oh, let me like, no, it was prosecco. I thought, oh, let me get a little, you know, like thing and orange. You know what I'm talking? With my breakfast, I had a little thing and orange. So you can even go in there and have a little glass chair. You know what I mean? I love it. I love me a Weatherspoons, and because the cult, yeah, they take over a lot of spaces because they do up a lot of like GROOM in through like promising kids like build my own spoons for survivors. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, you know, get like a space like that in it. That's a good idea. I love that. That's such a good idea. But anyway, J Dreads, I need to respond to you because we're meeting up this week, innit? So we need to talk about, because I've got someone that's come forward that wants to get involved in the movement, guys. And I'm gonna meet him just to do the G check. You know, we have to do the G check and the vibe check. And then once I've met up with him and stuff, he wants to do some stuff around doing a YouTube thing and helping survivors to speak their truth and stuff. So I'm gonna get back to you today, my love, so we can arrange to meet up. Because that's a good idea. I like that idea, isn't it? You lot, where you can come and get some food and just chill, and there's nice music. I don't even know what I was saying. Let me get, yeah, the orange in it. You could just have in it, Ange. We should go for a breakfast one of these days, and RFS tables as well. You can join us if you're free. Whoever wants to come can come, really. And we should, you know what, survivors, we need to do a survivor breakfast. But would that be, I just didn't want it to feel triggering, because you know in these cults they do like breakfast meetings. That's actually how I got recruited. It was through a breakfast meeting. But we're not having a breakfast meeting. We're just going to, anyway, it will be different because we'll be getting a bit of drink in it, because some of us are going to get prosecco, Bellini. You get what I'm saying? So I think it will be good. We'll do it up. Unless it's too triggering. Let me know in the comments if it's too triggering. So back to the religion thing. So basically, it's not, people are misunderstanding it, but it's because of the doctrine. They make people feel like you have to meet God is like an external thing. So they make personal relationship They make it about coming to the church to do collective corporate worship and prayer. They make it like your personal relationship is about winning souls and bringing them to Christ. They make it about that, like that's your personal relationship, like that's what, you know, serving the Lord means. That's what you get me? So a lot of people think that religion is personal relationship with God, but it's not. It's not. Religion is, and that's why, religion, they should just be open one day a week on a Sunday. Do you get what I'm saying? They should just be open one day a week on a Sunday and maybe one other day. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's not a business. A business is open every day, 24 hours around the clock, Monday to Sunday. They don't need to have these institutions and establishments open every single day like this. It makes people dependent on them. It makes people codependent. There should be a law, because it's just getting ridiculous now. And people are thinking that that's what personal relationship is about. It's not. You're forming a codependent relationship with an institution, y'all. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's what it's all about. So people get confused. And the thing is, because they've got, oh, thanks, Miss T.I. Thank you, my love. Because they make everything about corporate and everything about externally, they have to do a lot of false doctrine outside of the Bible to meet and fit the rhetoric and the ideologies that they create, because they can't stay within the Bible. Because if they stay within the Bible, and if they had it like open, like people could answer questions and things, that people would be challenging them and saying, oh, it says this in the Bible, but that's why we need that. That's why a healthy church will have people challenging. They will have discussions. Instead of them doing all of these stupid meetings that they're doing up in there to recruit and evangelism and do this and do that, they should have meetings for people to come and discuss the word, for people to discuss other scriptures, cross-reference it, because then you might find that your pastor is a liar and the truth ain't in him. There's a lot of false doctrine. Because like when they're doing up, I can't take live guests on here because I'm using my other phone. I'm going to do a live. At some point, I'm going to do a quick Insta live with my phone, Shads, where I'm going to invite survivors. Are you a survivor? Because I also don't take on guests that are trolls. If you're a troll or you're in one of these church cults, I'm just going to lock you off, because you don't have a voice, unfortunately. Where you need to go and take all of that voice and all of your opinion and all of the stuff that you've got going up in that head, you need to go and speak to your pastor, because you lot, oh, you've spoken to me. Is it when? Oh, it doesn't let me. I'm going to try and accept you, but it didn't let me accept it last time. Oh, maybe it is now. Sorry, guys. Oh, you spoke to me on TikTok. When? Oh, it's not letting me accept you, babe. Oh, Shussle. Oh, my God. Look at me. I'm so slow. Oh, it's you, Shussle. All right, my love. It's not letting me accept on here, babe. You're the UCKG guy, innit? Yeah, of course I know you. Now you've told me your other name. I'm going to, you know what, Shussle, let's do a live on Instagram at 1 o'clock. Can you do a live? Because you know people are on their lunch break. Can you come back and do a live at 1? But if you don't come back, bro, I'm going to be upset, because I would just be coming on to do that with you, like as a video. Do you want to do it? This guy is so funny. I did a live with him and I did some content. Yeah, let's do it, bro. High five me. Let's do it, man. All right, you lot. So this is an announcement. Oh, look, it's happened so perfectly. Oh, Shuffle. And Kyle, we need to do one with you as well. So if you wanted to jump on the live, you can also jump on the live, bro. And anyone that wants to jump on the live, I'm doing an Instagram Survivor Speaks 1 p.m. What do you mean maybe? Oh, you're not coming on then? All right, I'm still going to come on at 1 p.m. because I think that's meant to be. So I'm going to do a 1 p.m. Survivor Speaks, where I'm going to open up the space for survivors to come on and speak on Instagram. So I will be on Instagram, and I'm going to do maybe like a half an hour, 40-minute session. So I'm going to be using my other phone on TikTok. So guys, I don't think I'm going to be able to take guests on TikTok, but I will be taking guests on Insta. Yeah. All right. So if you're free, I'll just come back at 1 p.m. and see who's on. If no one's on, I'll just share, like, because, you know, it's never in vain when I come on and I'm, you know, exposing these cults. It's never in vain. Oh, all right, Queen. Oh, Ines, have a lovely day and treat yourself, girl. Ines, get yourself something nice today, girl. Go and get a nice dress. You know, Ines has got, her body is crazy. She's got some figure, like, it's like, whoo. When I saw the figure, I was like, oh, chair. I got some SEXY women, boy, that are following me. I even like, oh, these women are baddies. They're hotties following me. Wazza, I need to call you. Oh, my God. Wazza, please don't think that babe, my mental health has been... but I'm gonna call you. I love Wazza. Big up my king on here, Wazza. Big up King Wazza, man. All right, Shussle saying that he should be able to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I know that. I know that you get it. I know you get it. I know you get it. All right. Thanks for coming on, Carl. Shussle, can you let me know if a better time would suit you? Because if 12 o'clock would be better for you, or later on in the evening, let me know what is best for you, because then I can just change the time. But you lot, make sure you're following me on Instagram. It's Leah Lauder 777 on YouTube, and TikTokers. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, because it's popping off over there. Thanks for the gifts. It's popping off on Insta. Yeah, we're getting quite a good following on Instagram now. It's building. So as I'm just being consistent with Insta, I am getting followers on there. Yeah. So let me just go to some of these other but I do just want people to know that there is a big difference between religion and personal relationship. And one of the biggest parts of it, the reason why these churches, these church cults are not even churches, is because there's no time for like self-reflection, because they don't want you to reflect. They don't want you to think, because once you come out of the self-sealing system and you start to think for yourself, and you start to have autonomous thinking, and you start to be able to critically think, then that's going against the culture of the cult. Because remember, it's a high control authoritarian setting. So they don't want you to have an opinion. They don't want you to have a voice. So the difference between religion and personal relationship is that you will have a lot of time to just be still and just wait on God. That's why, oh, thanks, babe. That's why if you look at, like whenever like Jesus Christ was talking, like in his teachers, he was trying to go away, run away from the people all the time, because he was the one in what's the word, in demand. Everyone wanted a bit of Christ because of the energy that he was carrying. But how did he get that energy? Like, how did he operate in that frequency? It was through spending a lot of time alone with God. These men of God will tell you that they're spending time alone with God. They're speaking in tongues. I never saw, has it ever been recorded that Jesus spoke in tongues? Have you seen it anywhere? Because I thought that the tongues came upon them in the upper room later on in Acts, which was after Jesus Christ walked the earth. So I want to know, if you're a pastor claiming that you have this time alone with God, hey mom, it's not letting me accept any requests because I'm on my smartphone, but I'm gonna call you up after, mum. Exactly, J Dreads, we never saw Christ talking in tongues, did we? So what was he doing? He was in high demand. Jesus was alone with God, bears and by the creek. Yes. So Christ wasn't talking in tongues. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so what was Christ doing? Love you, mum. So what was Christ doing? And he speaks a lot about meditation. They don't meditate on the word. They don't meditate on nothing. The only thing they're meditating on is their drawers and the next guy that they want to blow out their back, or the pred that's in the church cult that wants to blow out their, or they're thinking about the money. They're thinking about how they're going to pay the rent. The pastor's more concerned with calculating how much the rent's going to be and how many people they need to give tithes that month to keep the church open. So that's why they have to tell you that you're going to HELL, because these pastors get greedy. Love you too, mum. The pastors get greedy. They have big egos that need to be fed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what they do up in these church cults. It's not, there's no personal relationship with God at all. In fact, they cut off all communication and all type of communication with God. And that's why I call it HELL. That's why I say to you lot that I was in the pan. And that's why I need to not even, mum, are you still on here? That's why we need to even not get that upset, because we need to just be celebrating the fact that me and Tony are out of the cult, because being in the cult is worse than being in prison. Like, you've actually got more freedom being locked up than you have in the church cult. So when these church cults sit down and they look at their rent, because remember, they've HP'd their car, unless you're on your car and CC a power and you're getting your church members to just physically pay from their paycheck into your bank account to pay for your Range Rover, the car note on your Range Rover. So if you're on your car and CC, you're just raggo. Do you get what I'm saying? You're just getting them to transfer the money straight from the paycheck into the account for the car. But if you're sophisticated and smart and not uneducated like them two, you'll have a very sophisticated strategy in the church cult, whereby you will have a system through tithing, through very strict Christian fundamentalist false doctrine, where you will be coercing and indoctrinating the people to believe that money is like a connector or some sort of transference to God. And then they start to talk about cattle and ox that they used to sacrifice and blood offerings. And, the pastor say, oh, wouldn't we look really silly bringing cattle and axe to the altar? No, No, we wouldn't, because you look silly bringing the tithe to the altar. Guess what? Because you're telling us that in the Old Testament and the Mosaic law, we don't do that up anymore. So why is it okay for us to do up tithes? You want us to stand up, let the whole church see that we're giving the tithe, come to the front, tap our phone on the offering bag to show that we've given our tithe, but I can't come and put a lamb or an ox on the altar. Why? Because that would be a societal faux pas, wouldn't it, my love? But giving the money, oh, you're going to take the money. Why can't I come and give an ox? Because it's the same thing. Both laws are they're both Mosaic laws. They're both not relevant. They both don't mean ish. So can you see, when Christ was asked about the coins, when he was asked about the money, he said, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Whose face do you see on that coin? Caesar's. So we're going to give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. If these cult leaders could set up their own money, and these cult leaders could have their face on the money, and they could have their own commune and they would do it. Dag would definitely do it. He's absolutely psychotic, chair. This is how narcissistic they are. And I want everybody to, I'm going to break it down until the cows come home. And they thought that I was doing something before. When I was talking about the cult tactics and sharing from my healing, they thought I was doing something. Babe, I'm a whole teacher. Are you having a laugh? I'm going to teach Dag what he should have been teaching in his church cult. You know them ones. That's on period, point blank, because they're teaching false doctrine. And at the end of the day, there are people in there who think that they're in Christianity. You're not in Christianity. If you are attending Pentecostalism, it's a new age cult. That's what it's like. They use the name of Jesus to, and I'm telling you, I know in this beat, I know. I'm telling you that Pentecostalism derived of dark mysticism and metaphysics teachings. Yeah, I've done a video on this. They got it. You know, one of them videos where, you know, you have to click on it to view it, you know. Can you imagine? Anyway. So basically Pentecostalism is just, it's do you know how I want to describe it? Because it's a bit of you know what they are? You see, in witchcraft, they would call it like eclectic practice. So you see, Pentecostalism, this is how I'm going to use a bit of like witchcraft and going into new age teachings and practices to explain what they're doing, really break it down. Because when you go, because I just want everyone out of these. I think people would be better in sound doctrinal churches. So now what I'm going to do is go into some metaphysical teachings. I'm going to show everybody that Pentecostalism is just witchcraft in disguise. They use a lot of metaphysical, a lot of mysticism, a lot of dark practices and dark, like new age stuff. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to go into witchcraft now. Okay. So basically, you know, when it comes to witchcraft, there's eclectic witches. Yeah. So they could be into like, I don't know, like herbalism. They could work with fire. They could, I don't know, like different elements, like work with different elements like this and that. Yeah, I'm on YouTube as well, girl. I'm at different places at the same time. So they would call like that an eclectic witch because they have many different practices that they divulge in. Okay, so I'm going to use this to liken it to these Pentecostalism. So Pentecostalism, basically, it's eclectic. We see an eclectic mix of different things. What is that eclectic mix? It's mysticism. It's dark spiritual practices. It's dark witchcraft. Do you know what? I'm going to put sorcery in there as well. I think there's a lot of sorcery, a lot of conjuring, you know, like raising people from the unalivement. And remember, Christ did it. I think Christ did it to one person in it that we have recorded. But they are just claiming to be doing this like willy-nilly. It's just weird. Like the spirit in there is weird. And what I noticed when I came out of the Pentecostalism and I started attending a sound doctrinal church for a piece, guys, it was only about 6 months. I realized, OMG, it's not even Christianity. That's when I started freaking out and I started having like an absolute meltdown. And then I had to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, there are parts of this, you know, sound doctrinal movement that is just very radical for me. Like, and it's like women should remain silent. I still felt like in bondage when I was in the sound doctrinal church. I still felt like I couldn't be free. I still felt like, Auntie Pat, it's not letting me request anyone. Mum's tried to request because I'm on my you know, oh God, you look, that would have been funny. We would have had my mum and my auntie in the same live. Oh, I'm so upset. I'm coming on later though. I'm coming on later on my other phone. So there's a lot of lies that have been told. They do, like in Pentecostalism, they use more like dark practices and witchcraft than they do like biblical stuff, because there's no, it's dark magic, it's dark practices, guys. That's what they do. And again, I'm not demonizing witches and their practice and whatever, because I feel like if you've got a candle, yeah, and you're sitting at your house and you buy that candle as an intention to maybe bring in like more love or more whatever it is into your life, and you light that candle, yeah, and you do it at home in your own sacred space, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because that's your own practice that you're doing on it. But when you open a church, you get everyone to sit in there, you deceive them, you then tell everybody to purchase the candle at $10.99, this candle that you've prayed over, you've anointed with anointing oil, and then you give it to people to light in their home to drive out evil spirits, or to light the candle and put the name of write the name or put the photo under the candle of the person that you're trying to get born again and saved. You know, that's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. That's what it is. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that they do, like even in the Catholic Church, you know, when you go to light a candle, why is that different? Why is going into, I mean, Catholic churches is just paganism, really, isn't it? Just that's what it is. But you go into the Catholic Church, you go and light the candle, you pay your 20p. But the only thing I like about the Catholic Church, but if I had to make a choice, I'd prefer to be in the Catholic Church, because at least I'd still have my money. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the money, the way they exploit you financially in Pentecostalism and whatever. So I'm saying, if you still want to do up church, I'm saying it's safer for you to, but not your little kids, boy. If you're doing up the Catholic Church, especially if you've got a young little boy, you better make sure that little boy sits by you in the church service. Don't be doing up no altar, boy. You're just going, you're just attending and leaving. You know them ones. So I would say, but do you know why I'm not going to recommend the Catholic Church too tough? Because I think that there's a lot of survivors that I haven't had a bad experience with the Catholic Church, but I think there's a lot of survivors who have had bad experiences. But them priests can be really weird. I think them priests, the priests in the Catholic Church, they can be really strange, innit, Mum? there's some strange priests there. So I'm not going to recommend Catholicism. What I am going to say is, it's better for you to leave your Pentecostal charismatic churches and go to a sound doctrinal church. Okay, you're not going to get the frills and all of that and this, that, and the third. But if you go to a sound doctrinal church, what it will teach you is just the basics of Christianity, and it is a completely different religion. So you need to go and learn it in context. You need to learn the historical context around it. I found that as I was deconstructing alongside the sound doctrinal church, I just said to myself, if this is it, it's not for me. I said, if this is what Christianity is, because then remember, I've been brought up a Catholic. Thank you, Mummy, for giving me my roots in Catholicism. Right, that explains all of those weird practices we used to do at UCKG chair. The day I gain strength, I'll expose everything on one of your lives. Ooh, yeah, Missy, I'm going to be talking more about witchcraft, but I'm not here to demonize it. But when it's being done in the church setting where they're lying and they're using dark witchcraft and dark, like demonic, like dark practices, I'm going to be talking a lot about witchcraft, the different things that they do. I'm going to be talking about spells. I'm going to be doing a little bit more content around witchcraft and Pentecostalism to just show you that it's just exactly the same. There was even a girl that's a witch on TikTok. I love her. She does a lot of wicked content around like mental health and stuff like that. She classes herself as she identifies as a witch, a good witch. So she put on there, I put up the content around UCKG and how they've been putting, they've been telling people from UCKG church to bring photos of their family, and they are burning photos in a bin, in a metal bin, shaking them and doing strong prayers. Guys, that's why I say demonic. This is like dark practices, like dark witchcraft. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's dark, man. Go Catholic Church and you will still have your time. You will still have your time and money. Oh, Black Princess, don't unalive me, Jer. Black Princess is out here in the car. Hey, welcome, Queen. So there's just a lot of lies, man. They're just in there. And the thing is, because they're using witchcraft and spells, they're putting spells over people. It's like they're putting you into trance-like states. They're putting you into like hallucinations. They're like, do you know what, guys? It's like hypnotism. I do think that they use hypnotism in there. I do think that we are hypnotized because, guys, you got to think about it. Even when you're in those trance-like states and preaching and you're just like that, and it's almost like, yes, I will serve the man of God. I will do what the man of God says. I will do. It's like, there's so much There's so much like spell work in there. Like now that I've come out and and you know, and guys, this is the reason why when they come out, they want to demonize like New Age, and they want to demonize like spiritualism. Actually, you know what? Let me not say New Age. Let me say spiritualism, because New Age is a new religious movement. So they want to demonize spiritualism. Like, you know, they're so quick to like demonize Haiti. The reason why the black man can come and demonize his own land and his own people is because of the whitey colonizers that came over to try and take over Haiti, but they couldn't take them over because they were too, they had, do you know the main thing that they talk about Haitians, what the main reason why they said that they couldn't take them over is because of their sense of community. There's a name that they call it. Are there any Haitians on here? There's a name that they call it where it means community. And do you know what that's to do with? Collective consciousness, because they all had such a strong collective consciousness that the slave masters couldn't come and take them over. They couldn't infiltrate them. And because of their spiritual practices were strong. And as a collective consciousness, they were believing in the spiritual practices. Does this make sense? So they weren't able to defeat them. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why Haiti right now apparently is gangs and whatever that are ruling the country, child. The camps and long prayers, no food, water, that's what does it. When they really need therapy, yeah. So a lot of them need to be sectioned in there as well. Kids aren't safe. If you are attending these Pentecostal spaces with all of these people, with all of their, you could have grapists in there, serial unalivers, you could have, because remember, it's like you become a new creation. You all the old, you are born anew, all the old is washed away. Although your sins are as crimson red, the Lord will make them white as snow. They're in their DUMB. But the pastors are woke. The pastors know that they've got EVIL people, some of the most wicked people in the congregation, but they'll still be sitting there coming and doing Sunday service. The Lord is good, because all they want is their money, because they're in their 3 grand suits. And the wives, they love the fast life. You know, the wives, they love money, child. They love the money. So the wives, they're kushti. They got their designer bags, or they get their, even if it's not designer bags, guys, you need to understand that financial freedom is just being able to have money like at your disposal. Do you get what I'm saying? And these people, that's what they are. They're a supply, but they're also draining people. They're draining people of their life source. They're draining people of their energy. They're draining people of their money. They're just draining them, sucking them completely dry to the point where they are a shell of themselves. All right. So if you're in these environments and you're kissing the pastor's derriere, you're giving your tithe, you're giving every time he asks for an offering, no matter how big or small, you're giving it, you're whatever, you're going to be the pastor's pet. The pastor's pet, you're going to be the favorite. Music gets people into a trance-like state. And Black Princess, do you know what? I'm so happy to have you on here, girl. You're such a genius. Genius! Because you know what it is? I have coined the term musical mystical manipulation, and I did a piece on RPF because I know that's what they're doing. They've got a strong praise and worship team where they've got a very hyper spiritual girl who I know has a very traumatic past. This girl's probably had so many terminations in her life. She's probably been around the block. You know, it's given retired 304. Like the way that she worships and the stuff she does is, and the hyper spirit. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe the praise and worship leaders come from a 2.0 family, but the reason why they're trying to silence me, do you see, is because the people inside the cult that come across my content, they know that praise and worship leader very well. I've never stepped foot in RPF a day in my life. So when I'm describing these characters and I'm talking about the leaders having these traumatic pasts and this, that, and the third, it's frightening for them, because they know I'm speaking the truth. Because how would I know this? It's just because what you need to understand, it's not witchcraft. It's not, oh, she's doing, because that's what they're going to be saying. It's psychology. It's theory. For lack of knowledge, my people perish. These are patterns that I've noticed in survivors coming forward. It's not witchcraft. It's just patterns. It's pattern recognition. It's psychology. It's theories. I'm smart. I'm educated. I've educated myself to a level. These pastors are bereft of knowledge and wisdom. That's why I'll go toe to toe with any pastor any day. They've got no knowledge. They only got their knowledge is within the canon Bible, and then other things that they've learned outside of that to manipulate people to get money. The difference is I hear directly from God. Like these pastors, they're having to dig into a lot of different concepts and whatever to just be able to understand and try and interpret the Bible. 99% of your pastors have it's regurgitated slurs and tones from a whitey Christian fundamentalist televangelist. Yeah. That's why we're not free. That's why we're picking in the cotton field, because a lot of these whitey Christian televangelists, a lot of them are aces. Look at Paula White in Trump's office. I need to do a bit of content on that as well. Look at Paula White. Paula White used and abused us, the Black community, Came in with her black accent. Paula White's like the Alabama Barker. Paula White is the Alabama Barker of the mega church world, child. This woman was coming on like she was talking like she was from South Central in the ghetto, child. Coming on, she saw her entry, like she was mimicking a lot of like TD Jakes, that kind of stuff, like black preachers. Do you understand what I'm saying? But having her whitey husband and being very like, now she's moved into more evangelical, you know, like fundamentalist, like Christian. She's gonna marry a former country singer or rock singer or whatever. So she's more on the whitey vibe. But before it was given very black. You need to go and watch it. So they do that. They do that up. They follow a lot of these televangelists and whatnot. And that's why we're still, oh, thanks, Mom. That's why we're still in the cotton field. That's why we're still picking in the cotton field psychologically. And this is why they want to get me off, because I'm not only exposing the church cult, but I could be exposing the church cult. I've got hundreds of survivors on my phone ready to come and speak out, yeah. The survivors are deconstructing and deprogramming. And they're also seeing that your stuff has no power. Because listen, if you lot want to go toe to toe, you know, and you want to be doing up dark practices, this, that, and the third, we can go. Remember, I told you I match energy, because now you see, it's no longer about God. It's about the dark practices that you're indulging in. So if I go and call my witch friends to go and do up whatever they need to do up over your little churches, people are going to be leaving, child. And the spell is going to be broken, because all you're doing up in there is spell work. That's all you're doing up. It's witchcraft, it's sorcery, it's dark practices. That's all you're doing up in there. And that can easily be broken, because you've built your church cults on sand. So when the rain and the storm and the torrents come, it's just getting destroyed, man. Because your foundation, you didn't build your foundation on the word. You didn't build your foundation on Christ. You didn't build your foundation on love. God is love. You built your foundation on lies. You built your foundation off a craft, man. A deceptive craft that these whitey paganist fundamentalists have come and fed you. It's all paganism. It's a Eurocentric, patriarchal view of Christendom, period, point blank. That's all I'm going to say. So when you lot want to come in and talk this, that, and the third, and really and truly, guys, I'm not even trying to make it a race thing, because you know I'm not about that. My family is the United Colours of Benetton. My mother is such a queen. She taught me not to see race. My first experience of atheism was in the church cult, getting called an Abroni by a hard-back Ghanaian auntie in her 40s, calling me an Abroni. Do you know what that means? A whitey person. I was on the X Factor in a group, yeah, and the rest of the girls were whitey, apart from Raquel. Raquel was brown, but she's half white and half, I think, mixed with something Pakistani, or Raquel's going to unalive me for not remembering. Mom, where was Raquel from again? Some sort of Middle Eastern. Oh, Raquel, you know I love you. And she's a bombshell. So she was the only one that would have been described as brown. Do you know, in all the newspaper articles, on every interview, on everything where they would write something about me, do you know how they describe me? As the dark skin member. DARK skin, dark skin member, dark skin beauty, whatever. Yeah. So in the UK, over her, because of the institutionalized atheism and the same colonizers that went to your land to go and feed you lies and a false rhetoric through the canon Bible, like we know in the letter of Leopold, the Belgian king, to the missionaries and the reference, to go and keep you enslaved and entrapped, child. That's what they were doing up. That's what they were doing up. That's what they were doing up. That's why you can't be free. That's why the cult leaders, the pastors are cult leaders. They move like slave masters. And another red flag that you'll get with these kind of church cults that are very like into that, you can tell that they've been indoctrinated through the whitey colonialist slave master mindset. So basically when they're into that, they're into the theories around power, control, like 48 laws of power, toxic masculinity. It's all like demons that are together. Do you understand what I'm saying? They all, you know, like how they teach in the mega church that the sins, they're all like related and there's different demons. It's like that demon. When you see one, there's others. So when you see the malignant narcissist, you're going to see ego. You're going to see money. You're going to see women getting raped and assaulted in the church. You're going to see the pred behavior. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're all coupled together. That's what I'm noticing with this kind of typology of ABUSE. Yeah, they're very manipulative. Oh, hey, Anasia. Welcome, babe. You know that Christian song? Hey, 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 hey. I don't even know the words. The first time I heard that song was on a very scary NGRM Deliverance Friday night strong prayers service. And I didn't realize that it was even a Christian song, because you know me, I don't really F with these Christian artists, child, because they are more, they got more demons in them. They got more, they you know, like, I just, because I don't just, it's not about the words, it's about the vibe, it's about the energy, it's about the frequency of the song. So you could be singing a song, to worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Oh, 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 I worship you, Lord. Oh, 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 to worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Oh, 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 and I'm even getting lost in my worship. You get me? Like, it's from a certain frequency, man, from a certain depth of self that they just don't have in the church cult. That's why I said to you, you're better off coming on and listening to my lives, Jaya. If you want me to sing a couple of tunes, do you know what I mean, at the beginning, and teach you lot metaphysics, that's what I'm moving more into now. That's what I want to go into, because there's just so much false teaching in there. It's so rubbish. I just feel like a lot of people are getting led astray. Oh, thanks, mommy. I did. Shussle, I was a praise and worship leader for 18 years. Thanks for the gift. Thank you. I appreciate you. I was a praise and worship leader. And guys, do you know, one of the most saddest, crushing, most difficult, I think I'm going to cry. One of the most difficult parts of this is that I lost my voice. I lost my voice. And my mum's on here, like, since I was 4 years old. That's what everyone knows me for, is Leah the singer. Leah sings. My mum nurtured that gift in me, you know, from so young. And all I've ever done is sing. And, you know, I realized that music, the power of healing music. And that's when I started to realize, like, everything that I need to heal is within. Thanks, mommy. I love you. Everything I need to heal is within. I have the ability to sing, and there is frequencies and vibrations, and that is healing. And I've actually, a lot of the work that I did, a lot of the healing work, it was done through music. And they silenced my voice. They took it away from me. I couldn't sing when I sung. It was like the church cult, you know. I didn't sing for years. You know what I can liken it to? You know what it felt like? You know Little Mermaid? You know when Ursula stills her voice? Like, I couldn't sing anymore. They stole my joy. They took my joy. The little joy that I had in singing to the Lord, and they will just crush your joy in there. They will break you down so much, guys. Please, if you are in there and anything I've said has resonated, I'm not taking you away from the church. Go and find a good sound doctrinal church. This is where I'm telling people to go now, man, because these environments aren't safe. Go and find a good sound doctrinal church, not a Baptist church. It has to be sound doctrine. They have to be teaching sound doctrine. I'm telling everyone to go to there's a church called Welling Church. It's in Welling Evangelical Church. You can find them on YouTube as well. They're only a little small church. But if you want to go, like, and if you live a bit further away, guys, just do up the sacrifice, because that's a church that I can recommend, where you will go, and they are just teaching the scriptures. Yeah, mum, they really tried to crush me. They tried to destroy me, but our family's blessed. Like, even with the most recent thing that's happening, I'm going to call you afterwards, mum, to share something with you, because it was all meant to be, mum. You see, with the most recent thing that's happened, remember, I've always said to you, when this is going to happen, haven't I always said to you, if it didn't happen, then the worst unimaginable thing that we've all been fearing that would have happened, mum. I'm telling you, It's all the protection of God. It's all the protection of God, mum. And that's how we've got to be looking at it and just being supportive and nurturing. And now we're all in a really good position to offer that support and be there. And that's what it is, mum. On period, point blank. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I've got a new perspective. I'm going to come down as well this week. We're going to have family time. Yeah, man. Like, like they tried to destroy me, man. They tried to, and I just want to big up my mum. You know, I always talk about my mum because she's on the lives, and my mum has absolutely supported everything I ever wanted to do. And if it wasn't for my mum, I just don't think I would have survived pre-cult. I just don't think I would have survived because I had that to come back to. I had the teachings from my mum and the teachings passed down from my mum's mum, the generations, and we've got really strong women in our family. And I just really feel like my mum's strength has carried me through. Like, I've just had the worst season of my life. Like, I lost everything with that cult, guys. I don't think you understand, like, mentally, physically, financially, everything. Like, I lost everything in that cult. I don't think anyone understands. And if it weren't for my mum, I just want to say, like, I love you. Thank you so much, because my mum has been an absolute rock, rocked in my life. And she's helped me so much and just been a support. So I just want to say thanks, Mom. I'm so sorry, guys. You know what I get like on here? Like, I'm just on here, like, with my nose is running. I've got tears everywhere. I am going to start winding down on YouTube and Instagram, especially because I want to do that live later. Oh, but it's so early, isn't it? Oh, this is why I love coming on early. Is that the time? It's not even 9 yet. Oh, I love you, Mum. Thank you so much. Hey, Mel. It's almost like leaving abusive relationships without anything. Oh my God. And that's exactly what it is. I got up and I left and I never looked back. It was like, I had to pack my spiritual bags. Thanks, Mum. Thank you so much. I had to pack my spirit. I've got a mum as a queen, because, guys, even like, my mum, if I speak to my mum and she tells me something, I'm going to do it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the influence that my mum has over me she's the only one that can tame me. She's the only one. So, what was I saying? So when I was coming to my mum and I was talking to her, like, in the very beginning, I was saying, Mum, do you think this is too much? Do you think I'm doing too much? She was like, no, Lee, just be yourself. Just be yourself. Like, do this. Like, da 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 da. She was encouraging me. Do you get what I'm saying? My mum was encouraging me to just be my true, authentic self. And this is why I think the movement has even got as far as it's got to right now. Have I got mods on there? Guys, if you're mods, can you be quick with it? Because they're commenting a lot in here. They shouldn't be able to comment that much. Are there mods on here? But I am just going to ignore them, because you lot are pressed, boy. You lot are in desperation. You're trying to call the police on me every day. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not working, is it? Your little reporting on the live today. It's not working, is it, love? It's not working. You're not winning this war, are you? You're not winning the war. You've been lying to everybody, telling them that they've been fighting an invisible war for years. Now you've got a real enemy in the cut. What you gotta do? You're defenseless because you've been lying. You lot are liars. Your pastors are liars. The truth ain't in them, Chair. So you could come on. It's their anger. Because what I'm saying is a manifestation of the demons inside of them that are manifesting. Because I'm speaking the truth. And I'm going to keep speaking the truth until the cows come home, Joe. And yeah, you're right. I am an attention seeker. My mum will tell you. I'm an attention seeker. I'm main character in it syndrome. And that's why when I got a man, I need to be the center of attention. I like it. I love it. I got to be the center of attention. Baby, what you need to realize with me, my love, is I'm not like your pastors. I don't lie. I don't lie, baby. There's no lies here. I'm just going to keep it a book. I was born a superstar. That's why I'm saying when I make it, I just need to get discovered. When I make it, when someone puts me on, when someone gives me the opportunity to get on a certain platform, it's done. It's done out. It's over. It's over. Over. It's over. It's over now. Now. It's over. Do you not remember that tune? It's over, babe. It's all over. Sit back and watch the ride. You're looking at the beginning of something very, very, very big that's about to happen. Don't ever get it twisted, my love. Do you get what I'm saying? Take advantage of me now while you still got access to me, ho. Do you know what I mean? What do you mean? Like, do you know who I am outside in these streets? Like, I love attention. I'm definitely attention seeker, especially when I got a man. Oh God, if you're dating me, oh God, you better know you're dating someone who wants that attention, child. And if you're not giving me the attention, then guess what? Snap's gonna get it. All 6,000 of my Snapchat followers are going to get it, child. They're going to get it morning, noon, and night. They're going to see all of this. They're going to see all this derriere. They're going to see everything. I'm going to be on there doing up my, do you know what I mean? Because I want the attention. I want the attention. You see, you know what the problem is? You lot are all fake in there. So your fake Christian influencers, your fake pastors, they all want the attention. That's why they stand up there and make it about them every single Sunday. They want the fame and they want the attention. Also, your retired 304 women in there, they want the attention. They want the attention so bad. They're all in there desperate. Pick Mishas and Barbara the Builders begging for a man to marry them. Marry me. I want to pay 50-50. I want to have children and work for the rest of my life and be a slave. I want to cook dinners every day whilst my husband is either cheating on me or he's in an over-exasperated state, in a hyper-spiritual state in the church. I want it. Please, let it be me. Oh, please, let it be me, Lord. I want to be a 50-50 wife. I want to be struggling and carrying the world, the weight of the world on my shoulders. Give it to me, Lord, please. I'm begging him, I cry. I want to be a washed up, single, married wife so bad. Oh, God, my life without being a single, married woman. What is going to happen to me, guys? Oh, my God. Maybe I won't have to slave away on the oven for 3 hours. Baby, I used to be slaving away on the oven for 3 hours. Now I can get mandem to go as far as Birmingham to go and get me my tasties. You get what I'm saying? Yes, I know there's a Tasties down the road, but guess what? I don't like that one. So you're going to have to travel half an hour. You're going to have to go to Plumstead. And you're going to have to go to them ends to get me the real African food up in the cup. Because I wanted that African food needs to taste like I've just jumped off the plane and I'm eating the freaking suya from the paper, from the newspaper. That's what I'm on, because you know my rich Nigerian ninjas, they love to bring me the suya, and then I always ask for it when they were just, they go on their little, their little business. I'll be like, make sure you get me the suya. Because ladies, there's no point in asking for the money when they go out there. You get what I'm saying? Because they've just invested. You're gonna ask at the wrong time, so you ask for something that seems like it's cultural, you don't really care about. You get it? So I asked for the suya, then when they go, oh, you're so sweet, you love to have the suya. Oh yeah, I really do. And then you wait a week, 2 weeks, give it a month, 3 weeks. But you need to, so when is your business still? When are you looking to finalize? Oh, October. So October's the month, chair. That's when you need to be I want this, I want that. I've been really patient. I've been sticking by you during this business still. You didn't give me that allowance that week. But I let it slide. You didn't give me what I wanted this month, but I'm just sticking by you. Do you know what I mean? I'm your biggest fan. I understand that, you're doing up your business. The business still needs to go through. So your girl is just here giving you the best coochie of your life, just giving you them rose baths, just helping you to just relax until you get your the interest on your business though. That's what I'm on. So I've gone from slaving away, making all these foods and whatever, to the man then bringing me food and taking me out. Don't even need to cook, chair. A few UK social media influencers have made their content all about the church. Yeah, that's what they do. They love to get a person with influence, and I'm going to start wrapping up, guys. I've been on air forever, chat, and I am hard like fire. Oh my God, these church cults are a mess, man. They got the washed up influencers are on there. Yeah, that's me, Michelle. That's me, girl. Oh, look at Scented HJ. Hey, bro. That's me on the left. Girl, okay, so basically TikTok and Insta, because you can't see it. Oh, but I can show you my phone though. Oh, look, say hi to TikTok. YouTube, say hi to TikTok. Say hello. Look, say hi to TikTok. Can you see me? Look, guys, I've got to do it the ghetto way, because my technology is limited. But technology is so amazing that, look, so this used to be me. This is me in the dress. Yeah. And this is me when I came out. So this is the screensaver that I've got. Instagram, you can see, because I don't think it lets me do green screens. Look, this was me before. Look at me, you lot. Oh my God, mum. You know my mum, yeah, my mum's a baddie, innit? My mum's had the crown since the 80s. That's why I'm like this. Because my mum has just like spoilt me rotten, and she's very kind and beautiful as well. You know, beautiful women that are kind, it's just like a different level. So my mum has been like, you know, no matter what I want to do, yeah, Lee, oh, come on. So I'm like that with my kids. Like, my kids get up in the morning, oh, well done, rise and shine, princess. Well done for waking up this morning. Mummy loves you. That's how my mum was. My mum sitting at the edge of the bed, waiting for us to all wake up so she can congratulate us on waking up in the morning. We haven't even lifted a finger, Jar. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of mother I am because of Deborah Lauder. So I can't even remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Morning, guys. Yeah. So that's what I was saying to you about, guys. I completely let myself go, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, guys, this is an absolute mess. YouTube, say hi to TikTok. Look. You lot. Look. Oh, my mum said Grandma Leah back then. You know, my mum tried for me. Yeah. What mum, do you remember? My mum used to buy me clothes. Mum, that's why you do have to get on a live one of these days, mum, because I think because I'm getting a lot of mum. I'm gonna call my mum. I'm gonna get my mum on a live. I've got to see. I think Instagram's going to be the best. Mum, if you're free, come back later on the live, because I want my mum to come on and talk to people. I'm good, my love. I want my mum to come on and talk to the people because, mum, I'm getting a lot of like parents, cousins, family members who are concerned about their family members in the cult. And the way you did it with me was absolutely perfect, because I didn't even, my mum was so smart with it. She was so smart but mum, I think you had experience of me being around certain individuals where, if you hadn't done the right thing, you would have lost me forever, which you've told me as well. So I think my mum kind of had experience of dealing with me when I was on the edge. So I think, no, she ain't got Tinder. She's taken, man. Oh, thanks, H. Mum, look, the man them are trying to chat to you on you lot. I don't think you know what it was like. Like, I was used to go place at all the man them. That's why I say I was grew by man them, because my mum is beautiful. Like, I always used to look at my mum and be like, my mum is the most beautiful woman that I've ever seen in my life. That's why I think I'm too nice, because I think I look like my mum. And from a child, I've always looked at my mum and thought, wow, like, she's just so stunning. Like, I don't look at my mum's face and see anything that, you know, she's a very beautiful woman, very, very beautiful. So I was raised by the man then wanted to be my friend, because my mum would come as like, they're all, you know, like red in the face, yeah. They're all on my mum, you know. I had the superstar mum, you know, like in primary school, like through school, they all wanted to date my mum and just, you know, be around me. They get all shy, like the man then when they were in the yard, they're getting all shy. Oh, look, mum, HJ said invite me for dinner. Next time you come to London, I'll take you down to Bay 20. I am going to take you. And I'll let you meet the family and we'll have food. My mum's cooking so nice. But I know you know about the cooking anyway, HJ, because I know your mum knows how to throw it down. Because you lot are Smile Island. I know your mum. You should be inviting me round when I come to the north. You know them ones, because I know your mum knows how to throw it down in the kitchen. You know, them red-skinned women, they know how to cook, child, when they're from Small Island. Look at him busting up. He knows. Oh, you have a friend whose mum is like this. Oh, wow. Yeah, man. So basically, my mum did a really, really good job. Love you so much, mum, in like just helping me. Like, she used to get me clothes. She used to be like, oh, Lee, like, she got me this big fur jacket. Like, I would have never worn. Do you know what I mean? But it was like for my birthday. And I was like, thanks, mum. And because I liked those things before, but I couldn't buy them because it would be seen as worldly or whatever. So a lot of the clothes that I was wearing, like what you see here, a lot of the clothes that I was wearing, it was to fit in with the rest of the girls. And also, when you see the women that are like most of the women that are my age, this is how they look in the cult. They let themselves go. Oh God, you know, guys, you know, just seeing it gives me PTSD, you know, just seeing that picture, like to see how low I fell, like rock bottom. Like, imagine, like, it's like I've risen from the unalived. Like, to see this woman, like, I don't know who this woman is. That picture I just showed you, I don't know. Oh, hey, mommy. I don't know. I got, girl. So basically, I want my mum to come on a live to help family, friends, and members on how to do it, because how my mum did it was so smart, to the point that when I was leaving, I was afraid to like speak to my family and because I felt it was more shame. because I was like, oh, they're just going to tell me I told you so. Even though I knew, even though my mum's not like that, because of the way they indoctrinate you, that's why I was thinking like that. So because I had a mum who was really non-judgmental, she was loving, she was caring, she was always there for me. She always kind of gave, like just never pushed it or enforced it. And she was never like an enemy to the church cult. She would say things that would get me angry here and there, but I think that's when my mum got totally pissed off. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like when like one time she came to the church and there was a man, she'll tell you the story, and he went up to give the offering and he had like sandals, and guys, his foot was so dry, because I think he was homeless, like walking around a lot. He has to walk a lot, so his feet, guys, oh my god, he was clearly homeless, like clearly had issues. And my mum come afterwards and she was so angry. I've never seen my mum so vexed. She was like, how come they're doing the sinner's prayer? He goes and does the sinner's prayer and says, Lord Jesus Christ, I give you my life. Then what happens afterwards? Are they going to help that man? Are they going to put ointment on his feet? Are they going to put him up in accommodation? Are they going to do an offering to house this man? What are they going to do for that man practically? And I was like, oh, mum, him giving his life is Mum, him giving his life is the best thing that he could have ever done, because prophet tells us that when you give your life to Jesus Christ, that the rewards are in heaven. It's not about this earth. It's not about. So if it's not about the earth, why are they telling you that you're going to go HELL for not giving your tithe? Why are they rinsing you dry? Why do they have to pay bills? Do you see when it comes to them paying their bills and paying for the church and this and that, they'll talk about, oh, we need to pay for the church. We need to have this. We need to have that. And then when it comes to everything that you receive, it's all invisible. Receive a husband, receive a wife, things that's going to happen to you anyway, because you're in the church cult and you're desperate and you're a Barbara the Builder and a pick me shot. Pick me, putting yourself in the front, using manipulation, seduction, gaslighting and coercive control. A lot of you gal them in the church cult, and you men can come on and troll me, but you know I'm right. You know I'm right. Deep down inside, you know I'm right. All of you single married gal them, you put a spell on the man. You are the real witches. You are the ones doing witchcraft, because you lie to the man. You act like you're going to be this perfect wifey at home. You're going to cook. You're going to do this. You're cantankerous. You're rude. You give him silent treatment. You're like a stone, the rock of ages, when he's trying to blow out your back. He can't even get aroused. The list goes on and on and on. On and on and on. That's what you're doing up. That's what you're doing up. That's what you're doing up. TikTok, I'm going to start this live, restart it, because I want to stay on, do the breakfast. I'm going to restart it. If you want to come back on the live, follow me. I'm going to come back on because this has got a little bit heated and I need to see if I've got restrictions. If I've got restrictions, I'm going to switch over to another account. So look out for a video. But if you don't see another video and you see me just restart the live, then it's cool, because I need to check if they've been reporting me. I've got to use wisdom. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. I'm just going to restart the live. I have to do this because they're trying to get me off the net, and I need to keep this recording, and I need to keep my accounts clean. So if you want to come back on, just stay where you are. I'm going to restart the live. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in a minute. Sorry, guys. I just had to restart that live because the thing is, if the AI goes through it and then they report it, that's it. And I had quite a lot of people on there. But you know what, guys? It's not about... They're saying I seek fame and fortune. Do you know how many times I've had lives and there's been hundreds of people on there? Like hundreds. I've had hundreds of people on the thing, still over 100 people, and I've looked off the live because it's not about... You see, on TikTok and on social media, you could get gassed up by the numbers, you know, the people that are doing this, that, and the fourth. You can get really gassed, and I've noticed that. And even me, I was gassed a little bit more, you know, when you see all the people coming on and then you start to, like, your voice starts to get louder, you start to shout, you start to, you know what I mean? So I've had to do a lot of grounding work and self-reflection in, you know, this is not the Leah show, this is the collective space, because you know me, as they've said, I'm an attention seeker. They came on and said I'm an attention seeker, mum, and I said, yeah, I'm going to take that one, because I know I like to be the center of attention. I've been getting called the prima donna since secondary school. My English teacher said Leah is quite the prima donna. So me not care. You could call me prima donna, you could call me stranger. They don't understand that their words, it doesn't affect me, because I've deconstructed how I see things completely. So they're low vibrational, demonic, like evil, wicked, like the evil eye. Yeah, I own it 100%. 100%. And you wait. I just got to get the right opportunity, babe, because I'm TV gold. I'm TV gold in this bitch. Get me on a show. Get me on a show and it's all over. You get me on a show. If I get on a show, that's it. It's done out. You're done out. Because this personality is TV gold, baby. It's given Nikki Graham. It's given all the greats. That's what it's given. So you better just hope that my backside don't get on one of these little shows, because then you're all done out. I know who I am. I know what I got. I know what I'm working with. Minakir. Do you know what I'm saying? I know who I am in the car. All right, let me go to some YouTube comments. Then I'm going to start to wind down. Yeah, look at my mum. My mum's saying from primary school. From primary school. And guess what I am? Because my mum has been my number one fan. And I sing as well. So my mother has been my number one fan. She encourages this all. This is the reason why I'm like this, my love. My mum, but you lot wouldn't know anything about that because you weren't raised by queens. You were raised by Pick Mishas and Barbara the Builders. If my mum gets into a relationship and that man ain't doing what he's doing, bye, see you later. She's gonna do what she's got to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same with Oh, I don't know why he's requesting me. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of these gal them in the church cult, they've never been taught how to be a real woman. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? They've never had that mother's love. So unfortunately, they can't relate. They see this as pride. They see it because that's what they teach in the church cult. There's a lot of lies. A confident woman is a witch. An outspoken woman is a witch. A woman who's sleeping with the pastor is a Jezebel. But not the pastor in the trusted position. Not the pastor that has been training for 10 years, that has done all the exams in the church court, that is a trusted member legally and by every policy and by every institution that you can possibly think about. He is in the position of power, just like the police, just like the teacher, just like the GP. Okay, so he is in the trusted position, but the girl who has walked in the church court, who has been there for 3 months, but has slept with the pastor, she is the Jezebel, she is the witch, she is the one who has tried to come and destroy the man's ministry, even though she has no knowledge of the ministry. She has never been taught anything about the ministry, but rather it is the pastor that has been doing all of the exams and has all of the knowledge on the false doctrine. So shouldn't he have known better than to pull down his drawers and to take advantage of that vulnerable woman that most likely has a history in being essayed and raped? Because that's most of the stories, isn't it? When we heard the promo, a lot of the time, it is the girls that are getting up there and speaking and saying that they have been raped and essayed by a family member. A lot of them in the church court, that's what they come from. They have history of hyper-sexualized behavior and for being raped and essayed in the court. But oh my God, it's the girl. It's the woman. She's a Jezebel. Let's get the Jezebels out quickly. We've got to hide them from the pastors. The pastors can't keep their bananas in the bowls. She's a strange woman. Guys, when I put it into context, isn't it absolutely pathetic? You're a pathetic excuse for a man. Or you fake pastors, you're pathetic. I feel sorry for you. I loathe you. You know, you're in there standing at little altars begging for bread every Sunday. Pathetic. And then you're in there taking advantage of young, vulnerable, naive women that don't even have the capacity to make a decision to give you their coochie. Pathetic. You're in there lying, twisting and manipulating the scriptures to sell Jesus Christ like a cheap McDonald's meal. Pathetic. The state that the church is in right now is your fault. I've done nothing to destroy the church. You've done it all. You've torn it all down with your evil, wicked hands and your heart, your evil, wicked hearts, the states of your hearts that are evil and wicked and impure, your reprobate, debased minds. It's you lot have done that. All of you leaders, you malignant narcissists that have come in and spoken false gospels. You've perpetuated Christendom with false doctrine. That's why I'm saying it's safer. If you come across my content, go to a sound doctrinal church. Go and do your research, man. Another good person to listen to is Paul Laboutier. He's Calvary Chapel. And again, I can't endorse that church because there's been some stuff about the church. So I'm going to say that Pastor Paul Laboutier, I've said to you well in church cult, try and look for a sound doctrinal church. Right, I'm going to look at these comments on YouTube. It's been a really good live. YouTube, thank you so much for your support. I'm getting a lot of support on YouTube, I'm telling you. And I want to thank you, man, because YouTube is a giant. It's a giant platform. And I've had a lot of fear, you know, of coming on here in my bonnet. But guys, I've got so many chronic health issues. I think I'm just coming out of disassociation this year to accept that I live with this. I'm disabled. I live with this disability. I'm looking for this diagnosis with my mental health, and I'm just coming to terms with it now. So a lot of the time I'm just in my bed. That's why you see me here in my bed. But this is me. This is my life. This is what they've done to me. And, you know, that pride in me, that from the, you know, the ego realm, I've really had to go through a lot of ego unalivements in how I see social media and how the world perceives me. And what is this really about? Is this a show? This isn't a show. This is me in all my nakedness, really candid and open. It's raw. I'm here for you. I'm here for the survivors. And guys, I want to let you know, I've made so many sacrifices coming on here looking bummy. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got to remember, guys, my backup plan involves how I look. So I've made a lot of sacrifices, guys. I really need you to put respect on my name for that, because I would have never come on here with a bonnet. But I've got to do what I've got to do, because there's people, I think there's more people who are leaving and waking up than I think. And that's why I really do get led with the spirit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what I'm doing and all of that. And what I would say is that I have times when I feel like doing content more, and then I have times when I feel like doing lives more. And the lives are really important. And all the lives that I do this week, I think I'm going to be streaming them on YouTube. Okay, guys, so that you can go back and listen. This live is almost 3 hours of content. I'm hoping it's gonna upload. So fingers crossed. Oh, Bev, just block them. Bev, just block them. Because I think someone's getting a bit, because Bev, you can block them, innit? If you try to leave, you'll be cut off. No one will talk to you. Yes. That's what they do. They do up a lot of excommunication. Oh, thanks, Mum. My mum said, I think people appreciate you for being so real. Oh, thanks, Mum. I love you. Thank you. And that's just what I just know I can't be anything but myself, guys. I can't be anything but myself. I've got to be honest. I've got to be open. I've got to be, you know, because the survivors will be able to see straight through it. But also, I'm just trying to be myself. I'm just trying to live my life, and I'm not trying to be in denial anymore. You know, I'm accepting that I live with these chronic health issues. I'm very aware now that I'm aware. I need to look at, oh gosh, that's just reminded me to take my tablet. I need to start to change the way that I eat and all of those things, and I will do that like eventually as the time goes on. But yeah, so let me get to some of these comments. So they changed the names because they changed the names in there because Dag likes to have possession, you know, like ownership over people. So when he changes the names, it's like they'll use scriptures like you become a new creature in Christ and all of that. But I need to look into the deeper meaning of it. But it's all about control. It's all about possession. It's all about, you know, them feeling like they own you. Now I own them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I own your life. Someone comes across this content, you're done out. You're done out. It's just going to take, like, it's just about people actually sitting down and listening to it, just not coming into troll. But when they actually sit down and listen to the content, they're going to lose more members as the time goes on, because they can't retain them anyway. It's hard enough to retain them. And at some point in the cult, there's a time when you feel this thing where you want to almost like backslide. So usually people go off and do their own thing and this and that, but usually they come back. So they just usually sit there on their throne waiting, because they know what they've done to us. They know they know they've done spell work. They know they've done a lot of they've put a lot of psychology on us. They know they've done a lot of reverse psychology. They've used a lot of governments and strategies, and, you know, they've done up a lot of tactics. They've used a lot of cult tactics. So they know they've done that. So that's why they don't sweat it when someone leaves, but they rather start enforcing the tactics again. Demonization, excommunication. Don't call this person. They've left the church now. That's another red flag if they're telling you not to communicate and not to talk to people. Yeah, they set up the system. They set up the system for you to fail. They love bomb you. They make out like it's like a dream life. And then when you go in, they love bomb you and they gaslight you. And they do that for about 3 to 6 months. But because they're desperate, that's why I'm saying 3 to 6 months, because they're not getting in the people as much. So they're going to be breathing down your neck more. But that makes it more dangerous for the people in there, because then they're going to get a higher level of exposure to indoctrination, to gaslighting, to manipulation, to deception. But unfortunately, some people are just meant to be there. That's just what it is. Oh, thanks, Grace. Do you think I'm funny? But I'm so happy when people say I'm funny, you know, because I had a lot of haters around me who, it's like you're laughing. You're creasing up around me. I don't know how I never clocked it. You're busting up around me. You're laughing, but then you don't want to rate my funniness. You don't want to tell me that I'm funny. Beg, gal, they're just hating. Because when you're like the triple threat, when you're pretty, you're kind, you're intelligent, you're funny, the gal them just hate. That's why I love this community, because I feel like there's a lot of beautiful women, beautiful souls, women that are very strong and secure in themselves. Yourself goes against the benefit of society. If you want to know who you truly are, ask yourself. Oh my God, PJ. Oh God, PJ is so woke. Oh my God. PJ, PJ, what are you telling me, man? Are you successful? You got money? Because I don't care about looks, ja. You could be 70 years old behind that screen, ja. As long as we've got the money for us to not be in the matrix. you get? Because I can't be in this matrix. I need freedom. I need freedom to live my life and be my true authentic self. Because I like the way PJ thinks, yeah. I'm a sapiosexual. Yeah, so I'm going to go with what PJ said, and I'm going to say you need to seek within. Everything that you need to heal, everything that you need to come out of this rut that you need, is all within. It's all placed inside of you. Why do we believe in religion, specifically Christian? Is it our fear of hell or our greed for heaven? Ooh, this guy's deep, isn't it? Blood clot. What's he going in with you, lot? He's very he kind of the questions that he asks, it's really deep. It gets you to think. So what PJ's saying on YouTube is, why do we believe in religion, specifically Christian? Is it our fear of hell or our greed for heaven? There's a lot to unpack with that. I'm going to say, firstly, if I was born in Dubai or Qatar, I think I would be serving Allah. So I think it's got something to do with the countries, again, the evil, wicked forces in high places, who their God is, who they worship. Yeah, that's why you got to seek the truth for yourself. And I know a lot of people might hear me speak and say, oh my God, the way she speaks, like, how is she able to keep, like, say that she's got Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior, but still have this rhetoric and believe in it? It just is what it is, bitch. I take what resonates and I leave what doesn't. I'm definitely not leaving my Lord Jesus Christ as Savior. Like, that resonates. Do you know, I've got a deep unexplained, you don't, because when it comes to Christ, it's not an explanation thing. And that's why they use it in the church cult, because it's like you do have to have faith, and there is mysticism and, you know, spirituality that's attached to it. Do you get what I'm saying? Where you just, it's like an inner knowing. It's an inner knowing that you're from that lineage. It's an inner knowing of many different things that I'm not going to talk about on here. But you come to that inner knowing. It's not really like, that's why, and that's where that like dumbness and that naivety comes in, where people will be presenting Christians facts. They're like, no, I don't care what you tell me. I believe Jesus is Lord. I don't care. But that part of it, you kind of need that to believe in Jesus Christ. So do you see there's like a thin line between brainwashing and faith? Because you do need that to believe in Jesus Christ, because there are a lot of stuff that goes against the fact that he walked on earth, and this, that, and that, and this fact. When I see it, I just scroll past it. I don't even engage with it. I just scroll past it, you know, because I can't manage that. I can't, you know, but again, it's because I know myself. For me to go down that route of the deconstruction of Jesus and all of that, it's just going to send me mad. It's going to send me crazy, because I can't conceptualize it. I can't do that. So for me, because I know myself, it's going back to what PJ said. I do realize that the evil, wicked forces own the lands, and that, you know, here is a Catholic nation. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's because the royal family is Catholic. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Just like in Dubai, the royal family is what are they? Oh God, I don't know nothing about sheikhs. I don't know nothing about Dubai. I don't really know nothing about Middle Eastern culture. I'm really sorry if you come across my content and it looks ignorant, but in the cult they demonize Middle Eastern culture and practices and Islam, and so I'm really sorry. I just don't really know much about it, to be honest. Thanks for the follow, babe. So it just depends, like, where, like, again, if you were born in China, you might be a Buddhist, or if you were born in India, you might be serving one of the many gods with, you know, several arms. And again, I'm effing with it. I'm not mocking Hinduism or Sikhism, because as I said to you, there's a Sikh temple that I attend. I haven't been for a while. I might go today, actually. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, you lot, I'll do a little vlog of me going to the temple, because I've got a lot more followers now who are more open. The Sikh faith is absolutely beautiful. They're so welcoming. And they give you food after the service as well. It's free. They feed the homeless. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, I don't understand the word they're saying, but I just go there to be in the stillness of God. I just go there to hear from God, and the temple's lovely. I love the collective just space, the collective vibration that they're in when they're in there and they're praying. And again, for me, any type of corporate, it just gives cult to me. So I wouldn't go and join Sikhism, and I wouldn't go and join the temple. But there might be something from their prayer that I hear that resonates with me, that might be able to carry me through the day, or it might be something that somebody says. One thing I did learn when I went to the Sikh temple, UK. Oh, my mum said Church of England. Yeah. Woo! Oh my God, my mum's such a queen. Yeah. So they've got the Church of England, guys. You got to be woke, man. So one thing about Sikhism. So do you see that this is why we need to be explorative, guys? We need to be not judge people and think, oh, a demon's going to jump out at me. Listen, bitch, you had more chance of a demon entering you when you were doing up Pentecostalism, New Age witchcraft, than you do going to a Sikh temple. Yes, because if you're going to come come and call me a witch for wearing my crystals, I'm going to call your pastor a witch for him doing all the spell work that he's doing up in there. Don't play with me, baby. I'm coming to expose Christianity like never before in 2025. They're getting exposed. They're getting called out for exactly what they are. And the demonization of other groups as well, I'm calling them out. But one thing that resonated with me with Sikhism is that, because how can they say that something's illegal and they've been unaliving women for this witchcraft since the beginning of time, but then they've repackaged it and put it and made it into a religion. And they're doing up Catholicism. Guys, you know what? I'm absolutely sick of this. Seriously. Like it just, and this is why I can't go too deep on unpacking this, because it's just so much. It's just so much. Especially if you're a woman, you've got to deconstruct, man, around ideologies to do with misogyny and patriarchy and Christianity. Don't deconstruct Jesus if you don't want to, if you're scared. Don't deconstruct. You don't have to deconstruct Jesus Christ out of your psyche. But what you do need to do is deconstruct around misogyny, patriarchy, why women were unalive just because they were intelligent or they had a voice or they spoke up against the social norms. Because remember, women were seen as lower than cattle back in the day. They had no rights. They only had a little bit of rights if there was ownership from a man, like to get married. That's why even the marriage is old, man. We don't need to be doing that up in this day and age, because a woman had to have marriage like for her status to help her. It's weird. We don't live in that society. You could go get your own blood clot job now. It's all old, man. Out with the old, in with the new. That's what I say. Do you know what I mean? And there's some, do you know what? I think there's some sort of, I don't want to say curse, but these institutions have been cursing and been putting black magic on a lot of their stuff from. And I'm not, guys, I might get married. Who knows? Like later on, but this is how I feel now in the present moment. It's like every time someone gets married, you see like what's that guy? That rapper, Chance the rapper. Did you see he was with his gal for like 17 years? They were together from like school. Guys, as soon as they got married, they were divorced in like 2 years. Do you know how many people I see that happen with? They've been together for like 20 years, 10 years, 7 years. And because of the pressure of these social constructs and these societal norms that they put in, it's like, the man that doesn't love you, he's not honoring you because he's not marrying you, like he needs to marry you. Is it better for a man to marry a woman, know he's going to cheat on her for the rest of their life, or just keep her there because he knows that he's going to cheat? He knows he doesn't love her. He knows I respect a man more if he's not marrying that woman, because remember, we're going by the social construct, the institution of marriage. But for me, it's just given a bit of a curse, you know, like when people get married and then it's like and if it doesn't fall apart, they're living in, it's like bondage. Marriage is bondage. The rings that are on the finger, it's like handcuffs. It's like bondage. And you go in there, you got to say this right, like these vows. You got to go in there and say it in the Catholic, and you got to sign in your life away. Oh, I don't like it. It feels very, it's like, mom, it's like souls. It's like the taking of soul. It's like, and when people are in these marriage environments, it's more transactional. Or it's like an agreement. Like these people ain't getting their backs bent out. They don't really like each other. They don't really love each other. So the institution of marriage, isn't it supposed to be about love? So if you're in there and it's transactional and you're just together to pay the bills, then admit it. Admit your roommates. You aren't married. It's not a marriage. You're not a wife. You're roomies. If you don't look at your wife and want to rip everything off, and you want to shower that woman with affection, and she's like a goddess to you, the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. You have married for transactional reasons. You have married because as a man, you couldn't have the life that you have by yourself. You need that woman to do 50-50 with you, to have the nice house, to have that, and you're just using that woman to get on. You're just using her to build yourself. That's all you're doing. That's why a lot of the time the men build themselves, they build their careers, they build that. The woman that stood by them, you know, done 50-50, broken their back. Then as soon as they make it, as soon as they get some money, they go. All of a sudden they're not happy in the marriage. All of a sudden they're not happy. So if you want a roomie, if you want to be a mother over a grown ass man child, then go and do up marriage. Do you know there are some men who marry women that are so insecure because they've spent years breaking them down, and now they marry the woman because just to be a lave, because they want to get a property now, they want to get like a mortgage, because more time the mortgage and everything, it will be in the women's name, because you know these pick-meshas, they'll take any man. Like he doesn't have to have qualifications, he doesn't have to have a good credit score, he doesn't need to have any of those things. They just want a man because they're a pick-me. They're a pick-me. Their whole life revolves around a man, and usually their mums have been pick-me's because that's where they've learned it from. So these gal them, they usually will be the ones who are working more, maybe higher earners or whatever, And because they like to control the man, because they're so insecure about themselves. When they got a man that's just using them and just with them transactionally, they like that because of their insecurities, because they know they control the man through the things that they do for them. And this is why I don't F with pick-meshas when they come, oh, my husband cheated on me. Sorry, I don't feel sympathy. Sorry, ladies, I've got to keep it real. I don't, because if you've been a pick-mesha and you've made that man marry, you've been deceptive, you've done up all of that, and now you've got it, now you're there, but you've done it off deceptive tones. Again, it's like, what are you building the foundations of your marriage, your life, your marriage, your relationship? It's been deception, because you know you ain't really like that girl. In it, and the women's like, but I did everything for you. Yeah, that's what they do up. They're like, oh, I did everything for you, this, and then men don't like that. Men don't like it. They don't want to be with the woman that's seen them struggle and seen their blood, sweat, and tears. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, seeing them looking a mess, like seeing them building this company or whatever. They start to resent them. That's why, do you ever notice, like, when these billionaires make it and these guys of these corporate, like, you know, like companies or whatever, they divorce their wife at a certain point. They divorce them. They stay with them for as long as their guilt can carry them, because they feel like they've got something to owe to the woman. So that's usually when these women, when they split up from the man, when they've had, like, look at that Jeff guy, you know, the Jeff, is it the billionaire of, what is it, Prime or whatever? He's left his wife. Has you seen his wife? Rinsed out his wife, left him, and now he's with some vixen in her 40s. That's what the rich men do. They don't want the washed up ones like you, Sue. You're saying this, Cap, you don't have access to rich men. You only have access to broke pastors that steal from you. So they come in and they feed you a lie and a false rhetoric, my love. Because you can't get a rich man and you've never been around rich men a day in your life because you look broke, you look like you're from the hood. That's why you're vulnerable and in the church cult, because they target poor people. They target poverty. They target people from low income backgrounds and from the hood. All right, my love. So what I'm saying, you haven't been exposed to a day in your life, so you won't be able to relate. So just sit back, relax, and listen. You might learn something. All right. So let's get on to this. The settling Sally. Oh, you're so funny. Yeah, these gal them are pick-meshas. That's why if you're you don't see baddies in the church. You see fake baddies in the church. These gal them, again, like baddies, guys. Baddies is not about having a wig that's slayed and cake in your face with makeup and wearing a tight dress. That is not what makes you a baddie. It doesn't make you a baddie. A baddie is about heart. That's why when you see them baddies, yeah, they've been through so much trauma, but they're still out. They're still surviving. That's what makes them bad. And they've got that extra je ne sais quoi. They've got that extra sauce. It's come through the trauma. It's come through having to pick themselves out of the rut, having to be the light in the dark, in dark situations, having to pick yourself out of the freaking trenches and get back up, and you still bad, you still fine. No one can break you. You're gonna do what you want. You don't give a F. You're your true, authentic self. That is what makes a baddie in the car. Because I'm the queen of it. I've been a bad girl since 2002. Are you having a laugh? Do you know who I am outside in these streets? TikTok studio in the car. I've been a baddie since I was 15 years old, bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? I got pictures. I've been getting the hood celebs since I was 15 years old. You know, the hood trappers, the hood celebs. What I need you to understand is dating. I'm not endorsing the hood life, or I'm not trying to do that up. But what you lot need to understand is when you're dating this level and this caliber of man, they're getting in money like footballers. They got the jewels. They're in the fast cars. We get to go like I was out in the clubs like celebrity, like VIP. Do you know what I'm saying? And some of those guys have made it. They've made it in what they're doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like some of them you would know. So for me personally, you get me, like, bitch, I've been that since 2002, before there was social media and filters and £1,000 wigs and surgery and lip fillers. Your girl has been, natural beauty has been getting in the mandem with this flat back since 2002, baby. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, it is what it is, bitch. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't need to, you get me? Like, you trolls are a bag of haters. You're just hating because I'm lit. Like, everything I do is lit, bitch. That's why you're hating. Everything I do is lit. Everything I do is lit. Everything. So that's just what it is. So you lot are hating in the car. It's just hating. They're just haters. That's all it is. Because you wish you could have this confidence. You wish you could be me. You wish you could be a quarter of what I got going on. That's why you're in the cult, because that's how you got recruited, because you've got low self-esteem. Now you think you're gonna come on my thing and be bad when you're taking orders from a daddy. The man tells you to sit, you sit. The man tells you to jump, you say how high, and you think you're gonna come in here and have some chat for me. Not on the internet, not in real life. Not you lot are a bag of nerds. Do you know what I mean? Like you're in there. Every little thing the pastor's saying, you're lapping up. You're brainwashed. You're a robot, and you think you're gonna come in here and have some chat for me? Like, no, babe, no. You are bottom of the barrel. I don't respect it. I don't put no respect on your name. You're a follower. I'm not gonna use the word leader because they've been trying to paint this thing that like I'm like a leader, and it's never been that. I'm a survivor. It's you lot are the leaders. You lot like bossing everyone around and creating tyrannical dictatorship, self-sealing systems and being the Lord of all and commanding and saying, you have to obey me, thou shalt obey me. That's what you lot do up in the church cult. I don't do that. It's not a dictatorship. That's what y'all do in the cult. Oh, PJ's coming. A marriage consists of 3 things: engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering. Oh my God. And you lot, the way he's wrote it on here, let me see if you lot can see. Sorry, Instagram, I can't move you because you're on the thing. Can you lot, no way, am I bugging out? You lot can't see, can you? It's only YouTube. Oh my God, I'm bugging out. TikTok, can you see? You can, innit? Yeah, you can see can you see the comments? You must be able to see, innit? Do I need to flip the camera? Oh yeah, because the screensaver's there, so you can't see. I'm so dumb. You know, I'm holding up the phone and I'm like, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see the screen? I don't know if you can see it, y'all. But anyways, yeah, do you know how he's done it? He's put engagement ring, he's put wedding ring, and then he's put SUFFE space ring, suffering. No, PJ, you're deep, man. Why do I feel like PJ's a survivor? PJ, come and jump on the live on Insta, man. You don't have to have your camera on. Come and share your views. share your views, baby. Trolls, do you notice how I'm ignoring you? Because now I've moved into my dark empath-ish. So the dark empath will just ignore you. Just act like you didn't exist. Because I'm healing. So I don't have the energy. Because I'm on 3 platforms, you see. I'm on YouTube. I'm booked and busy. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on TikTok. So I'm just going to let the mods deal with you. When I got Innes in the car, I don't even need to worry. When Innes is about, I don't even need to worry about you trolls. You just get blocked left, right, and center. Jam. Innes, you're my angel. God send me an angel from the heavens above. You get me? Innes, roll true. The picture on the left looks very warm and homey. Oh, does it? Let me show everybody. Look, guys, we've got a troll that's come in. They said that the picture on the left, this one here, looks very warm and homey. Look, guys, this is what the severely indoctrinated are saying. Bitch, like my breasts are sagging. The bra is not holding up my titties. How are you going to tell me that I looked warm and homey in the other picture? I look like a Mormon that lives on Salt Lake City that is married to Jeff Warren's chair. I look like I've got about 10 kids, all from, and it's given INCEST. So do you get me? I could be married to both brothers. Who blood clot knows? It's given that I've just stepped off the Nevada lake. Look at how saggy my tits are, man. Look at me. I look like old Mother Hubbard. I look like I'm about 50 years old wearing an M&S. He said that I look homey and do you know what, guys? And for anyone that comes across my content, and I'm going to do content with this, and it's going to be about 30 seconds long. I'm going to come on TikTok and I'm going to say, this is why you can't believe the church, because you got church members that are coming on my live saying that I looked better before. And this is the picture after, that I looked homey. I looked warm and homey before in this picture. So this is why you can't believe them. They're liars and the truth ain't in them. They'll love bomb the hell out of you. Look, they're love bombing me. They're trying to love bomb me. They're selling me a lie. They're telling me I look better in this picture. My tits are sagging. I'm not even wearing a bra that's supporting me. I've got on a dress that looks like a tent. This looks like I'm wearing a tent. This is how y'all pastors look. That's why they can't say anything about this picture. They've been indoctrinated to see this as good. So they can't come in and in their psyche, they can't see that there's something wrong with it because they're lying to themselves. Like their pastors lie to themselves and come and preach to them. And then they lie to themselves. They wake up in the morning, they look at that mirror and they lie to themselves. It's all a lie. That's why you can't trust these Pentecostal churches. They're liars, child. Send them over, Spirit and Truth, Church of God. That pastor wants to sleep with all the church girls. Ooh! Oh my God. All right, girl, message me after. Because if there's girls that are at risk, I want to get that content out ASAP. So on TikTok, if he's been trying to sleep with the girls and coercing them and canoodling them, can you please message me? Because I need to do some content to expose it. Yeah. So, guys, just what I'm going to say to you is anywhere's better than the mega church, man. Anywhere's better than Pentecostalism. Do you get what I'm saying? Absolutely anything is better than Pentecostalism in the cut. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I said to myself, you know, guys, even when I was at my lowest and I was in the club and I was running away from myself and outside in these streets, I was still saying to me, like, I've got my freedom. And I was getting in money as well. I can't lie, but I was like, I got my freedom. Do you know what I'm saying? I got my freedom. I don't need to be. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't like anywhere's better than this church cult. It really is rock bottom. That's why you got these people in there. They have the most issues. The people with the most issues you got to find in the church, the most single married pastors and wives and husbands you're going to find in the church. Do you get what I'm saying? The most severely indoctrinated you're going to find in the church. The most retired 304s you're going to find in the church. So a lot of you man them, you're married to whores. You're retired. You're married to retired 304s. But you don't care about that, do you? Because they're washed in the blood. They are new. But I'm just letting you know that your wife's a HOE. So before you come in here and you want to comment on the way I'm dressing and this, that, and the third, listen, babe, I'm dressed like this. I go out like this. I'm untouched. I'm untouched. No one can come and touch me. No one's blowing out this back. The difference is when your wife was dressing like this before she got saved, there was a different man in her yard and up in her coochie, swimming in that ocean every other day of the week. That's what she was doing up. Yeah. So the difference is when I dress like this, not every man has touched me, and that's on period bank point blank. That's before I stepped upon the church, and that's during and that's after, and that's all I'm gonna say to you. So you've got washed up, retired. Maybe that's why you don't want to sleep with your wife. Maybe her, because they say that the gal's pum pum, it doesn't really change. Do you know what I'm saying? If they're washed up, but I've had man them come and tell me, because them gal, when they stand there with their zigzag leg when they've been washed up, the man them have told me it's like a bucket. So they don't really get, you have to have a really big D for these gyaldem for you to really be able to satisfy your wife. So are you church boys? Are you packing? Do you have, where's third leg when you need him? Are you not packing? Do you not have the D? Because if you don't have the D, I'm going to tell you now, your wife has had a lot of taken a lot of big D. That's why you don't feel nothing when you're in there. Do you get what I'm saying? Because these gal are washed up. They've been giving themselves to a lot of taking a lot of big D. They have to have a lot of big D. But because they don't know if you're packing or not before, because remember, they can't sleep with you, especially the hyper-religious ones. They get in these relationships and they don't even enjoy it. They just have sex to have the kids. That's it, guys. They don't have sex to enjoy it. So when you look at a married couple, especially in the church, just laugh when you see them, especially the aunties, because they ain't had sex for about 10 years and they've accepted and internalized their husband's cheating for it's okay, like that's what men do. It's absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm gonna say to you, babe, is you man them in the church, you all got the rinsed out retired whores. That's why they can't come online to say nothing. They ain't got no chat for me. I'll read them for filth. They want to uphold their reputation. A lot of them gal there, like you see them spat girls, they were on a live one night and a certain guy came on the live and they just locked it off. Yeah, because that guy knows about you. I know about you. You get me? Like in the words of Bad Baby, I know about you. Do you get what I'm saying? And you know me, the man them show me love. And everyone's on my side. That's outside of the self-sealing system. So they're ready to expose Shah. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. And this is gonna be my last one, guys. I think I'm gonna because it's still quite early, isn't it? I'll make some breakfast with TikTokers. So if you're you want to come on I'm going to be on for a little bit longer, not too long, then you could come on TikTok. I've got my TikTok app open because I want to go and really like bask in, just what today means. I want to really like do some releasing work. I want to do some cleansing work, but really releasing. So I'm going to bring you guys in as part of my day on doing that work and just trying to get the vibrations up, but also, and guys, just really like release things today, light a little candle, because guys, you can do it. You can light a little candle and release things. Do you know what I mean? Because you were doing major witchcraft in the church cult. Do you know what I mean? Lighting a little candle and saying, you release, or thinking in your head you release, or just lighting a candle for the ambiance and some insects. It's not going to do anything. Do you know what I mean? That's why when I came out, I was like, I've been in the occult, like actual dark, like juju obia, like I've been there, like I've been in the temple of Satan, the synagogue of Satan, like I've been in that. There's nothing more darker than that. There's nothing more darker than Pentecostalism. It's rooted in dark mysticism. And on that note, thank you, Ines. Thank you, Queen. My TikTok is Leah Lauder 7. If you want to come and join us, we're on there right now. Actually, we're on the Leah.Lauder account. But if you just type in Leah Lauder, it doesn't matter because you'll find it, because I am the one and only. Hello, Leah Lauder. So I will be. So YouTube, I'm gonna come off. Actually, let me come off Instagram first, and then I'm gonna do YouTube. So Instagram, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. I love you. Thank you so much for all your comments. If you want to jump over to TikTok, because we're just there rounding up, then please feel free to. I love you all, and I will be back on Insta at some point today around 1ish lunch. Bye. All right. So YouTube, thank you so much. And PJ, please do get in contact. Like message me on Instagram or TikTok if you did want to talk or you wanted to come on and do a little share some of your I don't know. It seems like you've deconstructed quite well, or you might not be a survivor. You might just be someone who's woke and want to come and share some of that wisdom and that knowledge that you've got. That would be great. So if you could message on Instagram and TikTok if that's something that you think you might want to do, no pressure. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been on YouTube. It's been great. YouTube, I am going to be back on today. I don't know what time. I think I'm gonna come on the same time I do up Instagram. So I'm gonna be back on YouTube around 1. So if you do want to come back on and you've enjoyed the live, you're feeling it, what your girl's saying, then please come back on. I'll be back on around lunch, around 1ish. Yeah. So thank you so much. Oh, Carlo said Leah's on a mission. Straight. And I'm going to be exposing them soon. I'm going to be talking more about the metaphysics. And a survivor had a very profound dream the other day. So I think I wasn't going to share the dream, but now as the time goes on, I feel like survivors are deconstructing more, and I'm happy with like the comments, like what I can see and how the survivors are processing it. So I think I'm going to share the dream. And then as a result of that dream, the dream that I believe was given from God to him, because he's not into like spiritualism or anything like that. He's just more into like, he's sound doctrinal actually. So he's into like Christianity. So for him to get this dream and the things that were revealed to him, he was really shaken up by it. So, and there's significance in the person that God gave the dream to, this, that, and the third. So I will be doing some stuff around the metaphysics, mysticism. I'm going to be teaching to unveil and expose the Pentecostal church that they just do up witchcraft, and they do up a lot of dark practices. So I'm going to be taking you guys through the different witchcraft and different practices, because they like to throw it around a lot. Witchcraft. So the thing that they class as witchcraft, you're doing it. So you can't point no fingers at no one. You can't throw no stones at no one. That's why Christ said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. That's the point. But they've lost it. They've missed it, unfortunately. And on that note, YouTube, I'm gonna go. I love you. I'm gonna be back at 1 p.m. and whatever. So you gotta come back. You gotta come back and show your girl some love. So yeah, so tell your friends, guys. Tell your friends to tell a friend. That's what they used to say in the cult, innit? Tell your friends to tell a friend to tell a friend to come to this event, this service that we got coming up, this movie night. Tell a friend. All right, love you guys. Let me go. I'll be back later.